Hey everyone, Pan Bam Rich here. Welcome back to Tales of Marathon Stream 3, Day 7. As we're continuing on with Tales of Berseria, a lot has happened during the previous part, to be honest. Particularly when it comes to the portions when we started to see more about how Laufey was going to potentially be affected by malevolence or some kind of like weird thing. I think we don't even learn that from Malevolence first, so oops, that's a bit of a slip of the tongue. But generally speaking, it looks like we're now going to have our main party all together for the rest of the ride here from here on forward. Just gonna double check to make sure if everything's okay in terms of production values, behind the scenes stuff. I think we're good. Okay, let's push on forward and see how much we can keep on going with the rest of this game as we have the scout ship set sail. Okay. Yeah, so we've been playing on hard, and honestly, the difficulty hasn't really been too much of an issue. Again, like I mentioned previously, this game when it comes to Berseria is particularly simpler compared to other Tales of games, even when you boosted the difficulty a bit. For reference point, Eleanor was around like level 24 or 6 something, and I was like level 15, and we still did a good time. Granted, I was playing as Velvet, though I didn't have a choice in the matter, so basically, wait. Okay, you gotta rest right over here. Okay. But basically, things were generally going a-okay with regards to how things have been pushing forward with the game's difficulty so far, I'd like to say.
Of all the things, a damned demon watching over me? How could I have let this happen? I'm such a disgrace.
Again, I also mentioned before with regards to Velvet's progression, and not Velvet's progression, Eleanor's progression and whatnot from the start of this game to this point. It's kind of cool to see a little bit of a, like how Eleanor is like, how she starts off here with the game with how she is very much with the Abbey, and you kind of see her growth later on with regards to how she feels with the Abbey afterwards. And again, she's still definitely, like, of all the designs that are in this game, like in terms of the women in the cast and whatnot, I do like Eleanor's design out of the 3 playables that we have here. So in terms of the other members, I think Regroups is pretty cool. Isis is kind of cool. Laufey is Laufey, but basically, like, Eleanor's design is pretty sick if you ask me.
It's Melchior's communication art.
he let his little whistle. Oh, this gives back a bit of memories regarding a Sonic adventure. This way. Anybody know that? I know it's an old reference, but come on. Sonic Adventure, Talking Orb. But in any case, Eleanor here is going to get a bit of a special mission, according to Artorias himself. We're going to be getting Laufey all the way back to the Abbey, so looks like it's time for her to play spy, essentially, as we keep on pushing forward here with Eleanor's little introduction and whatnot. But yes, we've certainly gone through a lot up to this point of the game, particularly when it comes to how everybody's introduced. But this is usually the case when it comes to going from Act 1 to Act 2. So Act 2, we now have all the characters on hand, which is nice to have, and if I see here, I'm going to be playing as Eleanor this time around, and Eleanor is also really fun to play as well. I think I ranked her high in my list. Like, I don't mind Eisen, but playing as Eisen is like, well, Eisen is like kind of limited with like his opportunities to get the break soul out. I mean, he only really has like maybe a handful of arts that can potentially knock down the enemy and utilize it for a break soul afterwards. Compared that to Velvet, where Velvet has a million opportunities in order to get us done and just use break soul, but we already know Velvet is the most broken character out of everybody else in the series, or in, well, I mean, series, that's a different conversation, but yeah, it's kind of getting close. But for the game, it's definitely, this game particularly, Velvet is definitely the most broken, so I'm going to try not to play as Velvet as much as I would like to, but we'll see what happens as we push on forward here. Eisen and Velvet are gonna get such bad cricks in their... Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, thankfully they realized that, so Eleanor was able to sort of help them with their posture afterwards. Like, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that they were able to see what Eleanor was doing there. Liafi, hi everyone. Oh yeah, it's okay, it's okay. I'm here for another 2 more days. Like, I've been at it for Tales of Games for the past 6 days. This is now day 7. We're now picking it up and making sure that we're all ready for Tales of Arise. And I'm like, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all ready to see what's going to happen when Arise drops. Because again, Bamco's been pushing it really, really high up on their list there. So I'm really curious to see how everything's going to end up and whatnot.
Don't worry. If you try running, you won't get far.
There's a lot of particular dynamics I'm going to see with the party here, particularly now with the dynamic of they having them having a particular Abby person like on their team and whatnot is a little bit of a intriguing dynamic between the rest of the characters and how the relations will go essentially. So ready for Arise? Well, I'm happy to hear you're very ready for Arise. What's a wallet? That used to be me when I was getting back into the Tales series in 2013, because I took a bit of a 2-year break from the Tales series, and then when I came back in 2013, I'm a buy every Tales of game that I don't own. I think I made a comment on that where my wallet cried and whatnot. But yeah, this second act, we're going to start learning more about some little things that are going to plant the seeds about how the Abbey operates, and more so how it relates to some things, some similar elements that you see in Zestiria. And like I said before, I don't mind Zestiria as much as I did back when I first played it. When I first played Zestiria, I hated it. I really didn't like it. The camera really gave a very bad impression. And the narrative, I said to myself back then, I did like the characters, but the narrative left a lot to be desired for me. And then when I played Berseria 3 years afterwards, I'm like, I kind of want to play Zestiria again. It's crazy how a game makes me want to play a previous game that I didn't particularly like. So when this game won the poll, I eventually knew that I'd have to do both a Berseria run and a Zestiria run as well. And in my replay through this year, I didn't think Zestiria is as bad as people had said it was. I think like a lot of it got a lot of flack once again because of the promotion of Zestiria prior to its release, and a lot more of the camera issues were a big thing. I was definitely not a fan of the camera, but once I started to have played Zestiria after knowing what Berseria is and what it sets up, I didn't think Zestiria is as bad as people said. I have a better appreciation for the narrative. The battle system I like a lot better than this game's actually, but the only thing is like the camera. But even then, I felt like I found a way to avoid it for the most part. My only really big flaws that come to mind that I wasn't able to go through were both the camera and the very long maps, the very huge maps. Like every single time I open a map and see like a new area, I was like, I can't believe I have to go all the way from this point all the way over there. It's a little bit rough, but things I like about Zestiria, it also advises of like how gameplay can help speak of narrative, which I previously praised Eternia a lot for. Eternia, I loved how it was able to implement gameplay with the story, like hashtag RIP Egg Bear, for example. Like those moments are so good. And then like when Zestiria sort of implements it with how like the Seraphs can't see the humans, if you use them in battle, or other little things where some particular humans can respond to the Seraphs. Like, it's cool little bits of storytelling from there and here and there that can be seen in the gameplay. And that's the stuff that I really love, when a game reminds you that you're playing the game as you're going through the narrative and absorbing it thanks to the game, as opposed to the game being a pit stop in between the narrative portions. Like, that's my perspective at the very least. So, I'm going to start setting up our team over here. The maps are pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed my time with it. Yeah, you know what? I do want to revisit Zestiria again at some point in time to sort of like explore more of the side quests of that game. Same with this game, because my playthroughs for both of them this year have been more so practice for marathon. So with Zestiria, I let myself watch skits because Zestiria I'm gonna be like mixed match between both of the titles, but Zestiria was a game that I wasn't particularly worried about watching the skits because it was my own playthrough. I'll watch the skits, but I think I avoided some side quests here or there. Whereas with Berseria, with my recent practice, I certainly did avoid side quests as much as I could, and same with the skits. So I was missing that. Maybe I'll give it one more playthrough to sort of give myself a more individualistic playthrough compared to a marathon practice
It's
playthrough.
actually a rare metal used to forge weapons and stuff. You don't find it just anywhere.
If there's bright steel,
You don't find it just anywhere except here.
either Endgand or Islegand. Both are a long ways off the
Thus is the means of a video game. Oh, we're also going with our Velvet theme count and our Why Do Birds Fly count. Our current count for the Velvet theme, as I was going in the earlier segment, I think we ended up at 7. I might be off by 1, but we definitely, I'm sure, around that sort of range of 6 or 7.
Okay.
Also, it's nice to see these skits here a bit. Well, they're more like cutscenes presented in a skit style format. It's cool to see like little things where Velvet sort of establishes her relationship with Laphicet. We did just get Laphicet's name at the start of the earlier session and whatnot. And we're just pushing on forward here, and it's cool to see that there is a bit of an effect to that because of the relationship that Velvet imposes onto Laphicet to sort of essentially add further to Eleanor's understanding of the use of Molochs.
Get away from me!
There's a count. I'm keeping track. If you guys want to help along, feel free. But currently right now, we're keeping track of the question, why do birds fly? And the amount of times we hear the Velvet theme. We currently heard the why do birds fly question 3 times, and the Velvet theme 7 times. I'm not saying that the Velvet theme is bad. It's not, but we certainly hear it a lot. And that's why I want to keep track of, like, oh, how many times do we hear the Velvet theme? And that includes some remixes. And I do want to say some of those remixes are really good. So, I definitely don't mind keeping track of that specifically. Okay, we got Flame Beast multiple times here. I think that's going to be my most boring combo here. Yeah, so, like, why do birds fly? Yeah, so, like, Eleanor here, like, I do like playing as her because, like, I did remember playing as Alicia a bit as well. And I did like her playstyle. It's just that Alicia was a little bit, for lack of a better term, she was lacking in skills because she was missing the means of armatization. And I get the joke around about armatization, but the key factor is that armatization is still a big part of the gameplay because you need to shift between armatization and out of armatization in order to combat the particular encounters you might run into with the enemies. So, when I'm playing as Eleanor here, I am reminded of Alicia, and also sort of like helps out because I do one day want to go back to Exilia's and try out Leia someday. Alright, I get it, UDM. So yeah, let's just keep on going over here. Oh, that was a bad thing. Thankfully, Aizen will be there for us to help us forget the pain and move. Now, that's one thing I really like about this game as well. Characters do have their own heal arts individually, where it is carried over from Zestiria, where they also restore ailments if required, unless they're very proficient in healing, like Laphicet here, for example. Alright, let's see if we can defeat this one particular individual here. I think this individual is on the same level as, like, that one soldier we dealt with back in the Tales of Eternia. I was like, oh, I'm just doing my job, and like, and all of a sudden some kid summoned some fire demon at me. Yeah, I know it's a reach out of a joke, but I still can't get over the fact that a bunch of kids just saw this guy doing his job, and like they all just assaulted him anyway. But in any case, let's see if we can show off Eleanor's break soul here, and we'll follow up into the maybe we'll save the Mystic Art for next time, actually. There was a battle after this that we'll need to be weary of the moment we get to it. Keep on pushing forward here, and we managed to knock this guy out, but thankfully we're not as rude for a bunch of demons and Therians or whatnot, even though Rokuro here is flexing a bit.
Please, mighty demon, I beg
Oh
you.
dear.
I'll do anything. Just spare me.
I only wanted to ask you something.
You don't have to worry. This woman here is an exorcist.
And this is, I think it's the point where we keep using Eleanor's status to sort of like get through things and whatnot. I think particularly this also reminds me of Tales of the Tempest, where essentially you're gonna be hearing. I remember when we kept using Tilgus's status to move forward to different parts of the
Can you tell us
game.
where we are? And are there any ports nearby?
You don't know?
Well, I'm glad we were able to de-escalate the scenario, even though this person was very scared. We're a kind set of demons, as long as you're able to tell us where to go.
Thanks.
One more question. Who's this sword breaker?
Well, it's not you, but I guess you'll see him eventually.
He's a demon. Causes lots of trouble around these parts. He only attacks sword fighters, and he breaks their blades.
Oh,
He's even taken down a number of praetors.
really? So better than
Hence the
Praetors,
name
huh?
Sword breaker.
He wields a fine sword, clearly forged in a foreign land. I tried to find his lair to steal the weapon for myself, but that's when I was attacked.
This one NPC has been the most helpful we've seen so far for our team here. Like, of all the other ones, they've been scared because we've been like a group of demons or something. But this one is really nice to us, and I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, kind individual.
He tries to pull anything on this demon, and he's in for one munchy, crunchy surprise.
And again, like if I keep talking about the gameplay for this game, it's like I go through pretty swimmingly. It is what it is for this game specifically, but at the very least, I do like the narrative. Like I like all these characters for the most part. I do particularly. I am aware of like where they come from and what they do, and I think the ones that I particularly like is like Laphicet and I guess a bit of Velvet, but more so Laphicet than anything else really. But Elnor would probably be like a close third or something. Everybody else is, well, they're kind of there and they kind of have little bits and pieces that they like, but I think for Aizen, he's more of a supplement for another character that I think I have more care for. Rokurou, he's kind of has some cool things here or there. And Magilu, well, I kind of get what she's all about, but at the same time, it's like, it's it's just average for me. It's just okay. Okay, I gotta see where I need to go next over here. This is a pretty linear dungeon, though, so if you keep pushing on forward here, and there is something I do want to comment on, is like the overworld music, but with the overworld music, it constantly has an awkward loop whenever like gets to the end of the track. I don't know if it's because like this game was, you can see hints of it being rushed out and whatnot, so they weren't able to refine it, which I get, but it certainly is a little bit distracting. But in any case, here's our next boss fight. This here is our sword breaker. And apparently he has a sword that Rokurou recognizes.
A demon wielding a foreign-made sword. You must be the sword breaker.
I'm glad Velvet was able to connect the dots for us. Anyway, sword breaker here is a little bit more of a nuisance compared to that brigand we ran into, but seems to be weak to water and wind, so thankfully we do have a spell that can sort of compensate for that weakness. So it's time for us to keep spamming Ice Edge whenever we can. And at the same time, if it's resistant to wind, let's make sure that no wind blast is being casted. And I think we should be okay in terms of setup here. Actually, Geostigma we need to turn off. Bright Shade we're going to keep on. And for Magilu, let's turn off Water Mine, because the mine spells I didn't really find particularly useful with Magilu.
Not much for
Okay, here we go.
Are you?
Silence, they say, is only commendable in an
But yeah, this fight's going to take a bit of time, because if I recall correctly, we are a little bit lacking in terms of the equipment and whatnot, but this is why we exploit the weaknesses in order to take advantage of everything. Was this Berseria too? I didn't notice that in Berseria. I guess I should give the Berseria the revisit to sort of help out with that. I didn't really notice that. I don't know why I didn't notice that, but I definitely noticed it here for some reason. The Ice Edge here for Elnor is going to help out a lot, because it's going to increase the amount of chances we could get like a bit of a mini power combo. But just keeping it Fantasia style, where we could have Aizen act as a bit of the aggro, could kind of help with it. Hopefully your Rise won't do that. I don't think it didn't seem like a Rise would be able to do it, though, based on what I was able to see. It's much more streamlined, I'd like to say, that's for sure. So if that helps assuage your concerns there, CP. Alright, we get the, I think it's a Berseria Mystic Art too, if I recall correctly. Except like it's coming from the other angle, so I automatically like it better. Ooh, we got a sense of soul. Let's pick it up. So we can just keep this up over here. Honestly, for Rokuro, we could probably have him focus on his water move right over here. Let's get him to focus on water hammer. I think actually the only thing we really need to turn off are like his wind arts. So get rid of hurricane thrust and we should be good. Actually no, just have him focus on water hammer while keeping Mirage Dance, Bone Breaker, and Concealed Blade open, so we could get like a 4-chain going over here. Alright. Keep on focusing on Stormbreaker. Stormbreaker. Why does Stormbreaker not... Oh, yeah, because there's a sword in this game. Anyway, let's just keep on focusing on the Sword Breaker, not the Stormbreaker. Oh no, he's using Break Souls. Who's gonna take the hit? Oh, that's totally Rokuro. So, oh jeez. Wake up! Yeah, stuns are really bad in this game. Stuns are terrible in this game. Stuns can really hurt you a lot. That's pretty much the only thing you really have to be mindful of, and it's kind of dependent on luck at the end of the day. Like, that's why I like preparing the recipes with Velvet, because when I prepare them with Velvet, oh geez, I didn't realize there's an after effect to that. But when I prepare them with the Velvet, you get your stun chance reduces by 10%. So I'd rather take any advantage that I possibly can with the with stuns being removed as much as possible. Oh, see if we can dodge that. Get some ice edges in, and Velvet AI just standing there is such a thing. I still can't believe the AI can't control Velvet well based on my setup. Again, if people wants to have a bit of a recommendation, feel free to share one, but I don't think I can figure out a way to get Velvet working on myself. But if you have a suggestion, I'll give it a shot. But Velvet AI really doesn't like using the Break Soul. You have to be conservative with the Break Soul, right? Alright. Okay, starting to get some spells out, surprisingly. I didn't think Sword Breaker would actually cast spells. But his Break Soul is still more the same, so make sure that you create some openings for your other party members to get stuff done, and essentially, this boss should go down in no time. Zap got more? Oh, yeah, that's right! I forgot about that place, Zap got more. Yeah, that's the one place where it happens. At least it only happens in one place in Zestiria compared to the multiple times it happens in this game. So the thing about this game, like, I know in a previous boss fight we unlocked something known as the Switch Blast. I'd like to say Switch Blast is really useful because instead of protecting having your party members constantly use your BG for Instacarts, I like it better when they swap themselves out and save themselves, because when they save themselves, it allows the other party members to just come in fresh and everything, and it's kind of like the swapping thing out, the swapping members out in Exilia. But the thing with Exilia compared to this game is that you actually have to pay for something to swap. So I do like that they balance it out a little bit in that sense compared to Exilia, where you can freely swap without worrying about any repercussions. So it's cool to see this mechanic come back from Tales of Exilia in this game, and I think it's implemented pretty well with all things considered of this game. Let's keep on pushing forward here, see if we can get another Ice Edge, one more Ice Edge, and let's hold forward a bit. Let's just hope Maglu doesn't get taken advantage of because of the amount of times that she got stunned there, and maybe one more break so should be enough to lip up our Sword Breaker, and once more to boost our BG and wrap up the fight. Again, this game for the most part is going to be a breeze. Though, granted, I do have a tendency to jinx myself a lot. So, I do hope that we can get through this game very swimmingly with the schedule that I have. But I think we should be okay. Granted, I also did say that yesterday, so take of it what you will. I remember being like a trailer shot as well. And this is where we see.
Don't interfere.
Oh dear.
What do you think you're doing?
Touch me, I'll kill you.
Both of them protected a little child. Good stuff. You gotta get by the older sisters first before you deal with the little child.
Do you know that demon?
No.
Yeah, so we kind of get a little bit of a hint to Rokuro's sort of drive to make sure that he becomes stronger.
Stormquell.
Whatever. It doesn't have anything to do with
And
this.
like
Let's just
I kind of get it,
already.
and how it escalates. It makes sense, but there's not really too much else to it for me. But I get why it's there. I get why it exists. It serves its purpose fine. But the boss fight that we're going to be running into with that particular character, I'm not looking forward to. That's for sure. Okay.
Laffy said, I'm sorry about what
I'm
happened
good.
back
It's a good
there.
thing Rokuro apologizes.
I thought he was going to kill you.
Yeah, I know. You were just doing what you thought was right.
Yeah, maybe so.
That's good then. I didn't give you a clear enough warning to stay out of it. If it ever happens again, I'll
Good,
give you a
Rokuro.
proper warning.
I do like when people
Really don't
acknowledge
want
their
me to
own
help you?
errors and
Even if your
apologize
life
for
is
it.
at risk?
It's a good character trait for people, fictional and non-fictional in general.
I'm not too sure myself.
Huh?
There's somebody out there I need to defeat by my own hand.
Yeah,
I
this
wanna
is
strike
Rokuro's
him down.
quest right here.
I want to triumph against him. But to do that, I need to be a better swordsman.
Someone you have
Like,
to defeat.
don't get me wrong, like, when I was first heard about Rokuro, his design kind of intrigued me. I was gonna be like, and there is, like, obviously a trend to his progression through the game and whatnot, but
Hell, even my heart and
yeah, it was just, for me at the end of the
feelings
day.
have been so central to me for so long. I lost my dang
But he serves
humanity
his
somewhere
purpose
along
fine.
the way.
Why do you need to win that badly?
There's something else that I kind of want to address. I can't remember what it was that came to mind, but
Maybe it has to do with me being a demon. Or maybe that's why I became one. Either way, it's more important to me than life
oh
itself.
man, well, something about Berseria, something about like
Than life.
a bit of a balance system here, but let's ignore that for another time, because like I do want to say that like what Laffy said here, I do like he picks up a bit on like all the characters around him. Like he kind of just grows and allows himself to evolve when he keeps hearing about everybody else. I don't know, what's your
Being
problem?
honest with the little guy. And no offense and all, but why do you care?
You don't even think it disrespectful?
He's being honest.
You truly are a demon.
Yep. Big old demon.
Yeah, there are a lot of like cutscenes delivered in skits in this way. Like, yeah, like I made this description before when we were here earlier with this game. Like, there are a lot of like cutscenes that feel like they should be cutscenes, but they're delivered in like regular skit form in this game, and it's like it's intriguing. I like to say, like a lot of it sort of like is a little bit of a connotation to how like this game was pushed out immediately after Berseria, which was a little bit of a short time frame, which they like jumped into it right away. So it was kind of cool, but at the same time, you kind of see like what corners were cut in order for them to establish that release, and it makes sense from how they've been pushing this game and how cutscenes have been presented. Like, I'm glad, like before everybody, I'm pretty sure was one of their flaws is that they would address like the amount of skit cutscenes in this game, but then I wonder if after Tales of Arise comes out, will that tone change? Because that's usually what happens a lot of times with like knee-jerk reactions for the most part. It's like, wait, no, actually this is less of a knee-jerk reaction. I apologize. That doesn't deserve that association. What I like to say it has more like, I'm curious to see how that impression would have changed, might change now, if we get to Tales of Arise, and then people are like, oh, I missed the skits in this game. I missed the skit cutscenes. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, to be honest. I would not be surprised, not one bit.
Tale of the sword Stormquell. Gather round and listen, oh grimy travelers.
But yes, there are certainly a lot of skit cutscenes, that's for sure.
There was a sword renowned the world over for its peerlessly sharp edge. Its forger
So it's pretty much like the only game where you're going to be getting skits in this marathon.
Each swing of the sword, it produced howling winds that could level mountains. No other sword could match its power. The people in their
Yeah,
superstition
I'm not
began
looking
to
forward to
call
the
it
next
the
couple of boss
Godblade.
fights here because it's gonna
This
be
Godblade.
a bit of an issue.
it
I'm gonna like the first part, but I don't know if I'm gonna like the
It's
second
merely
part. So we're gonna see what happens if we keep on pushing forward here. But I do hope that the second part will do fine because I ran into a lot of game overs and I wasn't particularly fond of what had happened during that.
Sword. And he had a name in mind for this sword. Stormquell. The sword to conquer the Godblade's roaring winds.
And did he make it?
Kurogane forged scores
Yeah, there's a
challenges
lot of
to the
these that are present.
Godblade.
Like, I'm starting to realize more and more as I'm starting to like look at this. Like, again, keep in mind this is like nitpicky marathon glasses on. Like, bear in mind this is like my third Tales game that I'm going through. But yeah, like with my nitpicky marathon glasses on, I could see like how long these cutscenes are going, and it does help because like it does help with the backstory of Stormquell, but. At the same time, you kind of wonder how they would present it any other way, to be honest. And I can't think of anything right now besides just having the models talk in their cutscenes and whatnot.
But if that's the real Stormquell, we should all sleep.
But other than
with
that,
one
not
eye
too
open
much.
tonight.
What makes you say that?
Because that Godblade Kurogane wanted so desperately to top has been passed down through my family for generations.
Were there any fans of Rokuro's art? There are probably some. I didn't see too much of an explosion about Rokuro's art, like from the circles that I'm in. But I know people who particularly really like Rokuro, is what I'm trying to say. He was just kind of there for me, personally.
What a treasure!
Oh, I love this. The DML Islands, the twins clothes. Ah, cute little references to the old games. And I love Narakuja Cross, so I'm happy to see that. Alright, we're off to the Vester Tunnels. This dungeon here, we're just gonna first take off to the northwest side of this map. I don't think there's anything particular that we have to pick up, I'd like to say. Maybe some of these ore fragments. Let's keep on pushing forward over here. If we do a little bit more hunting, I'm pretty sure we can find some things that can sort of benefit us at the end of the day. I think I mentioned this once, but when I played this game, and then like I heard, like I saw and experienced the 60 FPS, it really did kind of throw me off guard a little bit, because I'm so used to the 30 frames that came to mind with Tales of Exilia and Exilia 2, and I think Zestiria as well. So I don't really play too many other games besides Tales of games when it comes to JRPGs. So when I booted this up and I was like, holy smokes, why is it at 60? It really caught me off guard. A 60 frames modern Tales game, I would say. Obviously, there are games that do run at 60, like previous games and whatnot. But yeah, this was certainly I remember my first time like playing this. Like I couldn't comprehend the frames because I'm not usually much of an FPS person. But essentially, it was nice to sort of discover as you go through this game. 120, see, like, I'm going to make the same comment that I would have made if I didn't know about 60s. Like, what is 120 going to do? And I'm going to get my socks blown off or something seeing it. I don't even think I have a 120 frame. Like, do you need a special TV for that? I don't even know. I don't even have a TV for, like, 4K. That's going to be, like, somewhere down the line if ever I really care about quality.
You can't trust her just because she said she'd protect you. Orders or no orders. Remember, Malakim are just tools to exorcists.
Velvet with her big sister
she really did protect
capabilities
me.
kicking in.
I know you feel you owe her for that.
Like a monitor for that? Yeah, somebody tried to tell me about monitors once, like, at a party once, and I couldn't, like, I get it, but it's way too much money for a monitor. It's like buying a computer.
No matter
I'm
how
not,
close you get.
I'm not
want her to
ready
understand
to
that I come
invest in
first.
something like that in the budget yet, that's for sure.
What do you want me to do?
And maybe someday if I'm
see.
really super into it or
put it
something along those
simply,
lines.
I'm number 1, and Eleanor is number 2. Got it?
I get it.
High refresh
You're
rate.
number
Yeah, a
one,
friend of mine was
and
telling me about
I'm
high
number
refresh
two.
rate before too. It was kind of
I'm number
It was
1.
kind of intriguing to see
Wait,
how
this is kind of
it was all
stupid, isn't it?
how he explained
It's
it to me.
alright.
Like I get it, but at the
I
same time, like
understand.
wow, that's I
That's
can
not
see
what
the
I
difference
mean.
as well. I don't think my TV has a high refresh rate either, so I remember seeing it when I was over at my friend's. I was like, oh wow, this is a refresh rate, huh? I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Seeing is believing. Anywho, but yeah, maybe someday, but I'm not really. Again, you already heard what I said. So let's kick down this rock. Actually, we need Lobby to break down this rock. Yeah, one punch! That's too good. Too good. Little boy can punch that rock. Like, if the little child can punch this rock, then the rest of you, including Velvet, you're a little bit too extra right here. Okay. Got a save point right over here. I think we should save, actually. But let's use our boring flint again.
What's that doing here?
Oh, I think these were used to keep robbers away.
Again, I like how, like, in Tales of Berseria, it's all about, oh, we're using the syrups to bring power to these little things, but with this game, it's like, alright, let's just use our normal flint. Which, again, I understand, it's a different time, but you know you're the shepherd when you're using, like, the syrups. Here, it's like, let's just use a flint. It's like bringing a matchbox in a medieval era. It's kind of amusing to me, at the very least. Anywho, I think we should save here. Well, actually, you know, this game has retries. To be honest, I have that mentality. I'm having the Eternia mentality still haunt me a little bit from the past 3 days. It's like, oh, I gotta save every single time before a boss fight. And Berseria didn't contribute to that too. So, you know, I keep thinking I could like push forward and do like the retry thing when I get there. So yeah, I think the first time that they really started to do the retry thing was Tales of Grace's F. I mean, there was a cool thing with Abyss where it's like, oh, you get to see like the characters talk about the boss fight if it's like a major boss when you get a game over, but you still can't retry. You just have to reload your data. Kind of wish they brought that back personally. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you get a game over and you see like a view skit, you see two characters having a dialogue about what can we do about this boss. Well, maybe it's a weak point or something like that. It's like, oh, maybe we could do that. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of cool to have that option. Which way am I going now? I hope I'm going the right way, to be honest. I don't think I'm going the right way. Am I lost? I think I might be lost. Yeah, it feels like I'm lost. It's all fun and games until you wipe to a regular mob. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Like, this game is great for, like, it's fine with the boss fights, but the only issue is that, like, when you run into mobs, that's gonna be a different issue altogether. I'm more scared of the mobs than I am scared of boss fights. Because, like, boss fights are more so designed to sort of, like, deal with your team. The mobs, they don't care, like, what level you're at or what difficulty you're in. They're gonna kill you, no matter what. Am I lost? Okay, I'm going northwest. Hold up. Okay, I gotta stick to the northwest. Okay, I haven't been sticking to the northwest at all. I think there was something that distracted me while I was traveling about. Okay, let's see if I could throw this away here. Alright, yeah, stick to the northwest, let's see how far we can keep on going here. Thinking about this game, something that I would want to say with regards to the soundtrack. Like, the character themes are fine. I like Aizen's theme, I like Rokuro's theme, I like Magulu's, Velvet's. I like everybody's themes, essentially. Some of the battle themes are a real bop. Like, if you listen to, like, the Abby battle themes and whatnot. But I really don't have much to say about the regular battle themes that you hear in this game. I feel like they kind of just, meet a quota and they do it right. So, I don't really have too much to comment about the battle themes, but I do like the ruins themes that you run into throughout this game. It very much complements the ruins, and they're like in the same direction that you would hear in games like Berseria, I like to say. 218, 183, 173. Do we deserve that upgrade? We do have one in our inventory as well, the more that I look at it. Let's see here. 185, 208. 152, 203. Oh, because like they both have waistcoats where it affects their offense. Okay, maybe I should start to buy these first, and then maybe I'll start to dismantle some stuff here first too, because we got one extra waistcoat here that I'm gonna get rid of. Slow word. I wonder who could benefit off that. I think Velvet can. Let's see what would happen if I give the slow word. Okay, attack -5. Yeah, that's no big deal. So let's dismantle that ring we got here. And I think that's pretty much it for what we could cover in that. When it comes to enhancements, let's see what we could play around with first before we consider getting new weapons. Maybe we could enhance our mana lance for Eleanor. There we go. And let's try enhancing the calcite daggers and maybe the guardian doll. There we go. Otherwise, let's boost this thorny waistcoat and this fluorite garment. Let's do this for Magilu as well. I think we're doing okay. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to boost. Let me see if I can double check everybody here. Because, like, now with our equipment enhancements, Laphicet, Aizen, and Magilu alongside Rook, well, everybody but Eleanor has like 4 BG. So now I gotta boost some of Eleanor's equipment to sort of like get her to 4 BG. And based on my options here, it doesn't look like I have too much. Actually, let's see if we could dig a little bit here. Well, we got some rings, but I think with the rings, I need to like dismantle them, sort of like capitalize on them. So, I mean, I could give this to Eleanor, but she's gonna lose magic attack for it too. So maybe it's not quite the best course of action. Maybe I need to. Alright, so here's the other thing. Like, I gotta like see if I can swap some equipment and whatnot, because it looks like Velvet currently has +6. So if I swap it out with Eleanor here, maybe it might help out a bit. Even though she's gonna lose attacks, no big deal. Also, doesn't look like she has other options for me to sort of capitalize on. So I guess she'll be stuck on 3 at the moment. Yeah, that's no big deal. But I guess we'll see what happens when we get to the next fight.
No.
Well, if you aren't the craziest demon, your body's harder than your own sword.
Who's this?
That's Lord Shigure, one of the only 2-legged exorcists in the entire abbey.
A legate. Same as Melchior.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a hierarchy within the abbey, of course. We had the shepherd, we had the legates, we had the praetors.
What the hell happened to you?
And it's intriguing how we got a
Catch
praetor
by a
with
demon?
us in Eleanor in that
Are you a
case.
turncoat?
Same with there's also Oscar and Teresa who are
Don't
praetors,
matter.
if I recall
I do
correctly.
my own thing.
They really,
No
like,
shame
Arthur
until
really
you get
established this abbey system the years
Still,
while
today's
we
my
haven't seen
lucky
him.
day. Never thought I'd encounter the one and only Stormquell.
Shigure, I think someone over there wants your attention. He looks lonely.
You're right.
I like Shigure in Tales of, I want to say Tales of the Wraith. He's kind of fun to play as, but when it comes to
Your
the
brother?
character dynamics, it's just, again, more the same. My comment is similar to how it was in with Rokuro, basically.
I'm a bucket load stronger now. You're the one who hasn't changed, I bet. You still hung up on trying to take me down?
But yeah, also shoutouts to the cat there that shares the same model as like Rollo in Tales of Exilia 2. But I'm pretty sure that cat also shows up in Zestiria. So it's like ever since Rollo had become a thing, they kept bringing this cat back. I don't know if it's gonna return in Arise, since Arise has a new engine altogether, but it has been pretty amusing with regards to seeing that cat model so many times throughout the series.
When my real storm howl breaks your sack.
All right, it's gonna be another solo fight. I did comment on how I like it when games allow you to have solo fights with characters that aren't the main character. So having this with Rokuro is kind of fun to do.
Rafi said, no matter what, I need you to stay out of it.
Alright.
All right, so solo against Shigure here. I don't think there's too much to worry about, I want to say. Granted, those are famous last words, of course.
We cross swords, brother.
Shut up! You're dead! I'll make you regret sparing my life last time!
Oops. Bad start already. Okay. What are you weak to? You're not weak to anything. And I also haven't updated some of my arts yet since he's had some new forms since then. So let's get form 3 around here. Okay. Move around, move around. There we go. Get some water hammers in. Oh, he guarded that. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Maybe I'm being a little bit too hasty. All right, let's go. Wait, I know form 2. There you go. Form 2 is a good OTG. All right, we got our stun as well. Let's keep that up. Wait, does he guard us? Okay, he's just been guarding the other ones I've been doing, so I've just been a little bit unlucky. All right. Oh, jeez, what the? Am I not allowed to capitalize on slash after using my break soul? All right. Okay, so it looks like Water Hammer hasn't been helping us out too much. So let's change that back to a Fire Burst. Might as well use something that's a bit more consistent. Oh, jeez. It says he's very weak to hidden arts, but I'm not getting any of them in. Except for Form 2, but that's while Shigure was on the ground. No, that don't work. That definitely don't work. There you go.
You're feisty as a demon. I like
When's the
it.
chain Mystic Art spam? I don't know. Like, I remember you taught me it once, but I don't remember how to fully put it through again, basically. And I don't think we'll have the time to do it, too, because honestly, I'm only getting, like, the version 1 and version 2 myth. Wait, no. Wasn't there a thing where you could do, like, version 1, 2, and 3 without actually unlocking them? Oh, geez, Sloppy set.
Stay out of this! We're just getting started.
No backing down for you this time.
My replay consists of stunning the boss and spamming Mystic Arts until they die. Yeah, that's pretty much what this game is. Again, I'm not particularly interested in the game in terms of gameplay sense, but hey, at least we get to see the narrative, which I'm kind of okay with. We're not the parts that I'm like particularly interested in yet, but it's more so just about Rokuro character building at the moment.
That demon in the armor, Kurogane.
Kurogane? What about him?
The blacksmith from the story.
Ah, yes, the story that Maglu just told us before we entered the dungeon. Which was an interesting bit of backstory, all things considered. The only thing is that like we had to hear it while in the middle of a very long skit. Which, I get it.
You got a problem with it, lady?
You just hold L2 and scroll through the characters using the D-pad during the Mystic Arts.
Best of luck.
Okay, like pressing right. So hold L2, press right 2 times during the first level 1 Mystic Art. Got it.
Eleanor, babe,
I think that sounds about right.
You've gone rogue. Have fun with that. I see you again. I'll kill you.
I like Eleanor here is just on a secret mission, but then like all the other Abbey folk are like, "Wow, Eleanor, you're a traitor." Wasn't it like the cat that called Eleanor a traitor too? That was a little bit amusing.
But there is another way.
What are you talking about? What way?
Follow me.
As long as they have enough BG, got it. Eleanor's a staple Tails trader. And she's anything but the staple Tails trader. Oh my goodness. I would have never have like considered Eleanor as a trader, but I guess technically she kinda is in the perspective of the Abbey. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Nutball, but I don't think he's fool enough to let us slip past.
Exactly. And as a swordsman, he's even more skilled than Artorias, and that's saying something.
We're mice with our tails pinned, and the cat's licking his lips.
At the very least, Kurogane seems to have some kind of plan.
Fine. We'll hear what he has to say.
Alright, let's go meet up with Kurogane. So, first thing we're going to have to do is head off to this crawl space over here. It's very easy to get lost here. I got lost here so many times, but I was able to re-practice this before the marathon, so I think I should be good in terms of navigation, I hope. I just wish my notes were a little bit more bolder, but that's a behind-the-scenes thing. Let's see if we could take the path this way. And I do want to stress, I do need to pick up as many of these material pickups as quickly as I can because
What were you thinking,
if I
Leonard?
don't,
Attacking a legate like that.
I'm not going to find them naturally by running into encounters, that's for sure.
just thought
So,
Roku was
whatever
going to die
option
if
I
I
could
didn't
take to
intervene.
get an advantage, I definitely will.
You'd kill one of your own allies for a demon?
I acted without thinking. Sometimes
A bit of
I
a
was
bit of a
soft-hearted
quick
to a fault.
quick-witted response here by Eleanor as well. So it's kind of cool to see her like thinking on her feet.
Don't get yourself into trouble. You
If
don't.
Velvet had really known the
One of her own
secret, I
is in
wonder what
danger.
would have happened.
Even then.
This kid must be really important to her. All right, I understand.
I do like how Eleanor's sort of a bit of a
Stop it.
jeez.
We don't know what she's got up her sleeve.
I really like how Eleanor is acting as a bit of an
Thanks for
XP
not
for
telling me,
Saray a little bit.
And I'm sorry
So it
I
kind of
acted
has a bit of an
badly.
intriguing
I understand
study
how
of
it feels
how
to protect your
Eleanor
friends.
pushes forward
The
with
problems
herself
with those demons,
compared to
not you.
when
Velvet
she's
has
with
the
these kind of
capacity to feel
people.
the same
Thinking
way
about how
too.
Saray was with like
At least
people
when it comes to
who
her brother.
particularly care for him,
Is
whereas
that
Eleanor
why
is in a
you're
bit of a
staying with
reverse scenario.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I do like Eleanor as a
It's hard
character
to
too.
say.
She's fine. Like
I have to figure out
I
what's
want to
going
say
on
that I
with
like
this.
Laffy said better, but
If I ever
Eleanor
want to
is
rescue a child
good
from them.
too. Like I have zero feelings for Rokuro as much as the end of the day. Like, and Aizen is kind of not too much better for me, I want to say personally. But Eleanor is good. Magilu, kind of on the same level with like Rokuro and I forgot his name already. Aizen. Velvet. I want to put Velvet below Eleanor, and I'm gonna say I still like Laffy most out of the entire cast. And I think I mentioned how I like how Aizen is sort of like a bit of a platform for another character that I think I have more of a care for, but that's gonna be a different story from the moment when we get to him again. I mean, we are gonna see some characters that we revisited earlier that I'm looking forward to seeing again and seeing how their dungeons essentially allowed them to grow even more. Okay, so I think I gotta go straight ahead this time. Okay. Like I think Aizen sort of serves more of a purpose for like the world building of the game. Like it sort of adds a little bit more to it with regards to how I want to say with the world building, and he just happens to be in the middle of it. Like particularly when it comes to what happens to Molochs in the future. Like he's more for that sort of purpose, but I will admit that I did like the thing between what happened in the anime with okay, the anime is again it's its own beast, so it's kind of like how can I talk about the anime without mixing up the individual canons between the game and the anime, because it's well established that the anime is very, very different compared to the source games essentially.
He forgets to die.
I gave up everything, thinking of nothing else but forging a sword that could surpass Stormhow. And before I knew it,
The thing about oh my gosh, okay,
I see
we'll get there when we get there, but when it comes to the anime, like I really like it as its own little beast, like its own little way of like taking the story of characters that were established in both Berseria and Zestiria and just doing its own thing. There was some weird out of character stuff with Saray that kind of caught me off guard. But if you don't take it as a faithful adaptation and take it as its own thing, then it becomes its own entity. It's not the game. That's one thing for sure. The anime is not the game. The anime is its own crazy little world of different like a different perspective of how the characters are delivered. Like if we talk about Resonance, like the game, there was a little bit of a book of in that place after Verona Catacombs. Logres, I think we saw the book about Resonance. Resonance kind of like a cool concept to explore, because you see how the resonance is required to purify the malevolence and all that, but
Take it from the top.
Saray was definitely weaker in his resonance compared to Saray in the game, and it looks like we're going to be using the head of Kuragane right over here.
Don't be alarmed.
He just needs some more raw materials, so I guess we're gonna be using his head for the daggers. Or whatever sword he's gonna make.
You see something new every day.
But yeah, like when it comes to that, when you think about like the characters and whatnot, like it was weird seeing like how Saray is like weaker in the anime compared to the game, how Alicia is stronger in the anime compared to the game, and Rose is also weaker in the anime compared to the game. It was very odd, and even Resonance became like a bit of its own thing, different to how it was in the game. Like they made Maleficent and Resonance be like some kind of like odd presentation at the end of the day compared to how it was in the game. Alicia's super powerful in the anime. Like, what the heck? It's like Bamco literally told Ufotable, hey, you know all that negative feedback from about this particular character? Just buff her. Keep buffing her a lot. But what if the other characters are gonna get nerfed? Who cares? Just keep buffing her. Buff her a lot. It's good to not mind about nerfing Saray, but it's very different from the game, because Saray is supposed to be the example of purification, the example of resonance, but it got weird in the anime when he was like, oh no, I don't actually have the resonance, and it's like, wouldn't the malevolence be like a little bit affecting him at that point if he was supposed to be qualified? It's like the nerfs and the buffs are really crazy in the show and the game. Like, it's I'll never forget. They pretty much, it really felt like Alicia damage control sometimes. But oh well. I know I'm 5 years too late. I just watched the anime this year just for this marathon, so I have things to say basically. I have things to say. And also, I don't know. Like, it's kind of. Man, if we dive into the themes of Berseria without going into too many spoilers, but I'm going to see when we get through this game to see if we can find some platforms to springboard into the discussions about the anime compared to the games. It's certainly. I know people who really, really hate the anime, but really, really love the game of Berseria. And people, like, I'm, like, one thing for sure, I'm so glad we're moving past Berseria, Zesty the Cross mess. Like, I'm not going to say, like, they're bad titles or anything, but the huge divide has been making amongst people, and the polarizing responses that come from these entries has just been... Can we get back to the Exilia days when we were enjoying the games when they were coming out or something? Well, that's just my perspective. Like, there were a lot of dividing thoughts across the world. It's not just North America or, like, all the outside of Japan countries. It's also inside Japan. It's just... We spent, like, a good, like, 3 or 4 years within just, like... Or even earlier than that, with just, like, Berseria, and Zesty the Cross. So I just hope with the rise we're not gonna like look back at anything. No more connected games 2 in a row. I just want a new game and another new game, because I'm a little bit exhausted with like Exilia 1 being connected to Exilia 2, or what are the words, like Zestiria being connected to Berseria.
Yeah, it's scary, but I also kind of admire it. But me, I don't have anything I'm that desperate to accomplish.
Alicia being so weak in the game doesn't make sense, especially when you take Berseria into account. Feel free to elaborate, Fruban. I'm curious.
Almost certainly. But don't feel you have to go and risk your life.
If Arise, you know what? Here's my stupid theory. If Arise is gonna be like oh, we hid Alphen's age, question mark, because he's actually Looker, I'ma flip something. If I learn the moment that Alphen is actually Looker from another dimension or something. I'm gonna be so mad. But no, that's obviously not gonna be the case. I really hope that's not the case.
The ship is on its way. Right on schedule.
Of course it is. They don't have the Reaper on board.
I mean, yeah, I understand why it happened, but the fact of the matter is we've been dealing with 2 sets of connected games for like over 10 years. Like, we went from Exilia 1 to Exilia 2 and Zestiria to Berseria. It's just... I want there to be like an era where it's like, oh, we got Rebirth, we got Graces, we got Legendia, we got Vesperia. They're all different games. It's just I miss
You want
having
to
the
meddle in
the
somebody
feeling
else's
of them all
private
not
quarrel.
being interconnected at the end of the day.
Yes.
I suppose I'm in the same position. Besides, I can still use
Like it's
them.
been like 10 years of that within the
There's no
series. I
sense
need
in
something.
throwing
I need
his life
something
away.
like fresh and
Crow's not
2
really
fresh
a
games
guy
in a
who
row, and
cares
I'll be
about the
good.
big picture.
I'm not,
He might
and I know
try to
Berseria
hide
exists,
himself
but
a bit, but he'll get over it.
Bad news! A group of praetors have left the
Okay, these praetors may be an issue. These praetors may be a big issue.
Purge?
Velvet, what do we do?
We take them head on. And you're fighting with us, Eleanor.
An order, I presume.
By the end of the game, Alicia still weakens a Serraid that is strong enough to tackle the big bad. Yeah, we don't see that concept with Artorias or
Alright,
any of the exorcists in
understand.
Berseria. Alicia...
Just remember.
No, Alicia
if we
doesn't
lose
weaken
Eleanor,
Serraid, though.
Laphicet will
That's
turn
more
us
so because
into-
Serraid got strong enough for it.
But we need to pool all the resources we
I don't see
She
how
needs
that
us
relates
for
to
her own.
Alicia herself. I think that's more so of
Our
Serraid getting
advantage in
stronger
this
for
Just
Alicia.
don't push your luck too
Because
far,
I
Velvet.
think the point of like,
And so recently was she a noble,
how
upstanding
can I
young
explain this?
exorcist? How quickly one falls when entering Velvet's dark orbit.
Ask
Yeah,
me
this
if I
this is a
care.
fresh topic for me since I just watched the show. I want to see, because like Alicia, her thing with the resonance, it was more like because Saray had to provide the power to his squire, and what are the words I'm looking for? Because how the game establishes resonance, I think, is like based on how like the characters have been around Seraphs and whatnot, and what ended up happening with the writing, like Rose becoming the character to have had the higher resonance, they explain it in the game. Like let's ignore the whole like details aside as to why Rose was in the game and whatnot. Like I don't like, it's just all over the place. But I want to talk about it from the narrative perspective, none of the behind the scenes like business stuff. What I do want to say is that like how they established it in the game is that Rose ended up having more resonance because she's been around like spirits more. She's been around seraphs, particularly our wind seraph Dezel and whatnot. So that's how she was able to get a higher resonance. In the game, Alicia didn't particularly have that sort of nurturing compared to what's it called? Rose, I'd like to say. So that's why it required more power for Saray. But Saray eventually got strong enough to sort of help out Alicia, because like there was that one moment where she does come back to the party and it wasn't affecting me anymore. But Saray was, I think it was more so Saray was weaker to support Alicia. But I'm talking overall, Alicia's resonance was not quite as up to snuff compared to a character like Rose because of the way that the Seraph was with, like Dezel was with Rose. That's how the story explained it. Like that's how the game says explained it in the narrative. You could agree with it or not, but that's pretty much like what it was described in the game. But like I think they sort of like addressed that a little bit further, like in the anime, where it's like Alicia had more the resonance thing. This is where the resonance thing sort of like falls apart a little bit because Alicia seems to have a preset resonance set for her now because of how the royalty had given the story of the Lord of Calamity, because Zesteria the Cross sort of like added more to like, oh, we're gonna have the Highland royalty now start to talk about the Lord of Calamity. Like that's how they're able to transfer the elements of Berseria into Zesteria's world. So that's how Alicia was able to have more resonance. And they weakened Rose a bit because then this is where the Malevolence kind of gets a little bit weird. Malevolence is such a mess of a topic no matter where you talk about it. But it's even a bigger mess in the anime because it's like it's less consistent, and Rose kind of had some more vengeful thoughts, which didn't particularly overtake her with the Malevolence. It gets even more crazy and tangled, but basically speaking, because of her vengeance and lack of purity in the game compared to the anime, she got weaker and Alicia got stronger with her resonance at the end of the day. Okay, I gotta make sure I focus on the next part here because it's gonna be a little bit rough. Magilu, Eleanor, Eisen. I'm more scared of Mook rushes than than boss fights in this game, to be honest, because this can be a little bit crazy.
Praetor Eleanor, you should be
I do want to talk about the second point maybe after this battle, or maybe after the boss battle after, because it's going to be a little bit rough altogether.
The Abbey if left unchecked. The only possible atonement is your death.
See that concept with Artorias or any of the exorcists in the... Yeah, I'm going to comment on that after this, that's for sure. So for this battle, we're going to take out all these spear orderlies, make sure that they're all knocked out and whatnot. Should be easy pieces to go through. When they cast spells, unleash Magillu's Break Soul. But honestly, my favorite thing about Magillu is that she has an attack called Shooting Star, which I like, which is actually called Spirit Drop, but it's so like quick to bring out, and the SG cost doesn't matter too much because you can keep spamming it afterwards still, and it'll just close in as long as you're close to the enemy and whatnot. Granted, I'm timing my burst arts a little bit badly. It has like a stun rate too, so it's such a good art to sort of spam around a bit. Just be mindful of not getting caught up getting stunned too. Oh, I need one more spell absorber to unleash a spell. So like, you'll see a gauge right beside Magillu here, and whenever Magillu absorbs a spell, she'll be able to increase that gauge. Once that gauge is filled, she'll be able to essentially... what was I looking for? She'll be able to cast a random high tier spell. The randomness is a little bit rough for me, but you know what? The function of Magillu's Break Soul is enough for me to appreciate it. This is such an early chain art that you get. Like, I know there's some fun ones she gets later on, but I don't think much of her arts are too much to play around with unless you get the Shooting Star. With the Shooting Star one for a while, there's going to be more that might be a little bit better than this one here. Okay, let's get some more Shooting Stars in. 11 HP? Okay, let's get one more Shooting Star. Oh, wow, you have 3 HP, huh? You think you're so great. You got that Endure skill from Pokemon. I remember some Pokemon things. I haven't played Pokemon for a while, but I remember some things. Anyway, let's actually get some spells going for Magillu. What she's much more well known for. But the only spells we really got is like Aqua Split. So let's quick dodge around a bit so we could skip some steps. Shooting Star. Yeah, this Praetor is a little bit of a beefy one, but it shouldn't go too long after you got rid of her. After you got rid of the mooks around it. You can also tell this is the second act of the game because we're hearing a different battle theme. So this is how we know we're getting into the start of Act 2. Like, Berseria is a very standard length Tales game, so I might have some moments where I fit in some side quests here or there, but generally speaking, we're gonna have a bit of a breeze with this one. But you know, famous last words. We already know what happened with Eternia. But that aside, is just this game is pretty much as much of a breeze as I would hope it's gonna be, unless Marathon Lock is gonna do something otherwise for me. More Shooting Stars all around. And then one more Shooting Star. Actually, let's get some Break Souls out. Too bad we couldn't get it out. I feel sorry for Eleanor here. She has to kill other. Yeah. Eleanor really is tested over here. It's like Eleanor is going through like she's kind of like similar to Saray in a sense, and even the party is well aware of Eleanor's like role where she has to maintain her purity in order to keep the malevolence that Laphicet keeps and whatnot. Jeez, I'm talking too much about malevolence already. I feel like I'm talking too much about it already. But at least it's easier to wrap my head around compared to all the Blastia stuff. That's what I'm gonna say for sure.
I'm not done yet.
Rokuro's gonna go for the kill. Hey, there you go.
There. Now we're even, Eleanor.
You've got new swords.
It just came out of nowhere too.
I like it.
I take it you're ready.
Made by the old man's head, huh?
All that's left is to kill Sigurd.
Okay, so second point. Yet we don't see that concept with Artorias or any of the exorcists in Berseria. I want to say with Berseria, they kept it more hidden. It's more subtle. It's more hidden behind side content and side quests. So you're going to have to dig for that, but it does exist. I mean, I think the biggest part we see it, they're more like oaths and whatnot. And they're more so maintained by their oaths to keep their residents strong. Like, like the Abbey is practically like a team of Serays. Like that's how it is at the end of the day. But they all have their own oaths that keeps them going. Yet, I would like to say that Seray's resonance is probably stronger than like a majority of the Abbey, based on what I understand, except for Artorias. They might be on the same level with Artorias. It's just how they go about it is a different thing. Like again, Resonance is a bit of a crazy. Resonance and Malevolence are both crazy, wild topics altogether, no matter what game you go through and which ones, what mediums we're discussing it on. But based on what I understand from Zesteria, based on the side content I think I'm aware of with Berseria, but missed out on a bit, it does feel like Saray is on the same level of Artorias in terms of Resonance, but Artorias is going a little bit more radically extreme, I'd like to say.
Yeah.
Whereas Saray
right.
is definitely a bit more on the purer side of things. It's how the game wants to. It's how Zesteria presents him. Yet, it's in a relatable character trait. I feel like that's kind of more of a Western thing when it comes to seeing Saray, because I can understand how like a majority of people may not be able to relate to Saray because he's supposed to be presented as a pure soul. Yet, when it comes to how what am I looking for? How he's presented in the anime, he's definitely going to be a little bit more relatable because he shows his flaws. But the thing is about Saray Zesteria, the thing about Game Saray is that he's not supposed to have like too many negative traits to him. He's supposed to be like a purely virtuous, like purely virtuous protagonist. Something you could like relate to, like Eleanor in a sense too. And you don't really see the that game and the usage of struggles and whatnot are like they like to say it more, but they don't really show it as much. Like the moment we see a struggle in Tales of Zesteria was like near the very end of the game, and that's when you see like the emotional stakes to it. But otherwise, like we're told of the struggles as opposed to seeing it. I feel like if this game came out before Zesteria, it could have set the foundation for the struggles of the Shepherd a little bit better than what Zesteria had done, I'd like to say. Like both Zesteria and Berseria are complementary pieces, I like to say, in terms of the narrative. But when it comes to gameplay, we're not talking about gameplay, so I'm not going to comment on that. But yeah, that's the gist of what I feel like about both games. They kind of really complement themselves very well. And and which is why it's all the more perplexing to me. It's like how there's like one camp and the other. It's just, it's been quite an amusing time, I like to say, with the release of the two games. Okay, I think I got some more enhancements to get done here. Maybe Eleanor needs a boost. Maybe Eleanor needs 2 boosts, actually, because I need her to get to BG4, so if I give her 1 more enhancement on her boost, I think she should be okay. Let's see. Yep, she's at BG4. Perfect. Anything else for me to check on? I think items were doing okay. I think items were doing alright. Maybe I need to buy some, maybe 1 enough, but oh, you don't sell enough bottles. That sucks. What else is there to do? Dismantle. No, enhance. No, we're gonna save that money for after this boss fight. I hope we'll do okay. I don't know if we'll do okay, but we're gonna try, I suppose. And I realize I'm going backwards again, so it's time for me to remember where to go, basically. Seems like this Tales game is drastically easier than yesterday's. Yes! Yes, it is. This Tales game and the difficulty side of things, I'm playing on hard right now, and it still doesn't feel like it's giving too much of a challenge yet. I'm a little bit worried. Like, there are little points where I am worried a bit, and the next boss fight is definitely going to be one of them. I do hope I can navigate my way around, though. Unfortunately, I think I'm a little bit lost, but I'm going to try to make sure I figure out my way. I think this is the right way. Oh, yes, totally the right way. Okay, so in this screen, I think there's like a... Well, obviously there's a flint that I have to use based on what I see here, but let's see if we can sneak ourselves around here. I really need to go back to TOZ to refresh my memory on some of this kind of stuff. I was just sitting back and listening to everyone because I forgot most of this. No, that's fair. Honestly, when I first played Zestiria, I couldn't pick up on any of this malevolent stuff, and it was even worse when I did my first playthrough of Berseria. I'm like, oh no, you're bringing up malevolence. It reminded me of Zestiria, but it took me a while to sort of grasp it. Basically, I made sure to grasp at least some form of this, the world building of the malevolence for this marathon. That's for sure.
Make a whole bunch. The best one of them all is the one that gets presented to the Sword's commissioner, while the rest are tossed aside.
Huh. I didn't realize the standards were so high.
The head of my clan gets the real Storm Howl, and his siblings get the
I
remainder.
guess the thing about
So one is real, and the others are
Zesty and Berseria,
so.
again, like I feel like they're both
Shigure
very
has the
complimentary
real
titles,
one,
but
yeah, guess that makes
I just
mine
wish the
an
gameplay was a bit
imitation.
more fun on this
I'm
one.
sorry. I didn't mean to imply.
Don't apologize. You got me to find.
If I would have picked. I guess I wouldn't mind if I played like Exilia too, because that game I would have loved to have played, especially after like I played like the DMC series since I last played Exilia 2. But I don't mind. I don't mind. It is. I understand why this game won because it's certainly the most recent and the most popular. I would like to say. Recently popular. I like to say.
Surely you are mistaken.
It's no, maybe recently popular. Okay, hold on. Maybe let's not talk about the popularity. I like to say it's the most recent and it's the most easily accessible. It's why maybe a lot of people will want to see it. Like I certainly understand because like the folks would vote for it because they like it, and there's more people who would vote for it because it's more accessible compared to games like the Exilias and what we already know about. We've been talking about Zesteria's stigma, so I'm not surprised that it got last in the poll, but I feel like there could have been something explored there if it had won, but I'm pretty sure there wouldn't be as much viewers for it at the end of the day. I don't think anybody wants to watch Zestiria, which is sad because I do like his battle system despite the camera. The only issue is his camera, but everything else is okay. I don't think Zesty's writing is too awkward, but you can have the opinion of enjoying or not enjoying the writing of certain games and whatnot. If you feel it's awkward, alright. Okay, there's something that I'm going to have to do around here. I'm going to have to do a roundabout here, sneak up to the back. I think it's somewhere around here. Let's see. Zestiria came first, so both Berseria and the Zestiria anime were tasked with trying to rationalize. Honestly, there are people who really like Zestiria. It's just that when it comes from like, how do I explain this? Because like, if you think more about like Zestiria, there are people who really genuinely like the writing. Like, it just so happens like I feel like a lot of the polarizing sort of response to it is more so relative to like the response to the promotion and the camera and the big maps, but there is something there. Like I feel like if all that was removed, I feel like there's something there, but I can also see like from the perspective where like it may not be kosher for some people who watch through it or hear it out or something, but I don't know. Zestiria has been an interesting case study for the series in general. Like, as much as I try to dissect it and sort of rationalize it myself, it's just been nothing but... It's really just person-dependent, but it feels like the majority of the people generally don't like it for many of the most common reasons, I like to say. But from my perspective, I don't think the writing is too bad. The only thing I like to say is that maybe they could have done something a little bit better to sort of accentuate the Shepherd's struggles, but everything else I think I'm okay with that.
Then why would you handicap yourself against Lord Shigure? He's no mere swordsman.
As I'm painfully aware, Shigure is a true master. We trained together since we were small children. I was his sparring partner.
I'm really worried about this next boss fight, though.
His skill with the great sword is god.
I think I like maybe got knocked out once or twice, and I'm also missing like a recipe too. I think part of it is that I'm missing the recipe because like well, what I was looking for. I was doing like a skip practice where I didn't let the time pass for me to get the expedition in time, but thankfully the expedition is in time for this marathon, so we'll be able to do it. That's for sure.
Style for someone who's lost his humanity.
Right?
It's like you two brothers are the very swords you carry.
Huh?
Stormhowl, a godlike sword known to all
The early
as the
PS3
strongest
days
there
were so
ever
wholesome.
was.
Yeah, I missed that comment a little bit earlier. I apologize. I kind of went on a huge Zestiria Berseria spiel, so I apologize for that. Well, granted, this is the game that we're playing, Berseria. We're essentially sort of like, if you play Berseria, you can't avoid bringing up Zestiria. If you're playing Zestiria, you can't avoid bringing up Berseria. That's all I'm going to say about it. I still think my favorite sequel of the whole series is definitely Tales of Destiny 2. Tales of Destiny 2 is I like as my favorite sequel because it has something for people who haven't played Tales of Destiny PS1, and it has something for people who did play Tales of Destiny PS1. So it adds more to it that I particularly like. It appealed to me because it's able to fill in the blanks that were missing, I felt, in Tales of Destiny PS1. And yeah, that's why I'm all the more interested to see what's going to happen when I play Tales of Destiny DC, because like with my Tales of Destiny sort of like what are the words looking for? My Tales of Destiny progression, it started with Tales of Destiny on the PS1, and then Tales of Destiny on the PS2, and eventually I'm gonna get to Tales of Destiny on the PS2 as well. So like, I'm gonna have the chance to eventually play it. I'm gonna be really curious to see how I'm gonna respond to some things, because the DC remake is gonna retrocon some things, or add some things that weren't mentioned on the PS1 version. So I'm kind of curious to see how I'm gonna react to everything. Okay, everything's tranquilo. Anywho, let's see if we could. Is this useful for Eleanor? I'm not quite sure. I think I might be going with all melee attackers here, and I think we were able to do well with it last time. Are the anime adaptations any good? Are you talking about this game? If you're talking about, are you talking about Zestiria the Cross? I don't know which one you're talking about here, but if we're relating it to Berseria, then it might be Zestiria the Cross. It's definitely different than the Tales of Zestiria game, so take of that what you will, but it's definitely trying to fit Berseria into Zestiria, so it's up to you to decide whether you want to watch it or not. Was there a save point behind here that I missed? Yeah, there you go. Oh man, it feels like we're gonna go through a breeze here, but this next fight, I'm still not looking forward to it. Okay, I think my party was
Yeah, my time to
you, and you.
At your command, I'm ready.
I think I set up some particular strats here as well. Let's see. Velvet, we're gonna have you rescue? Where did I put rescue? Yeah, there you go. Close combat, hold nothing back? Yeah, there you go. Change out for attacking, sure. Eleanor is also gonna be rescuing. Gonna have balanced. Gonna have her be aggressive, change out, and you decide. Aizen is going to be targeting multiple. Engage at range. What else am I missing here? Be defensive. And change, of course. And for attacking. Alright. I think this should be good, I hope. I guess we'll find out. We learned during that battle that, like, Shigure wasn't going to take it with the water hammer, so we're going to see how we're going to push forward here. Is there anything particular I could capitalize on here? Doesn't look like there's much. Yeah, it don't look that way. Actually, maybe this might be useful. The slow word for Rokuro? Yeah, I think that might be useful for him. Calcite boots be useful? But his BG will go down if I buy the calcite boots. So I'm just gonna stick with the slow word for Rokuro here. Yeah, that's gonna work well for him. We're gonna dismantle that ring that we just took off. And see if there's anything that we can enhance with it. Okay, I think we're ready. Yeah, no, Fantasia's was just... It was rough to watch in 2020, but I understand during the circumstances why it was put into 4 episodes. I mean, at least it was animated, but I wish it could have gone better, in my opinion.
There they are.
Which must mean they took out every one of the exorcists.
Yeah, so it's up to you, Corgi, depending on what you watch. I'm probably not the best person to ask, because I'm not too much of a anime watcher myself, so trust your gut. Trust your instincts.
Fine. I'll find out myself.
Alright, here we go. Kurogane version 2. How am I going to approach this? Well, let's see if we could get rid of our party, the other moves as usual, and then push on forward with the enemy. I have in my notes here Water Hammer will work, but it hasn't helped me during this marathon. So maybe I'll open my eyes to it and try again. Let's use Water Hammer then. Though Shigure is weak to fire now, he suddenly gained a weakness, so maybe it might be best to stick with Form 1 ad nauseum. Crimson Flash followed by Form 1s over and over again.
You better not die too quickly on me. I want this to be fun. Come on, bro. Don't hold back.
Oh, Shigure was in a counter stance. I was trying to target the move that was beside him. Who's casting? Somebody stop the caster. Okay, well that's good.
Those are some fine-looking swords you got there. Take a good look, because they're going to cut you down. Yeah,
Weak to Earth? Weak to Earth? Okay.
keep it up. I love it.
Okay, let's see if we can push Shigure a little bit. No, these moves a little bit closer. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, this is not good. Alright, alright. Saw that coming. Is that one dead? No, it's not quite dead yet. It's so slow. Okay, I need to move over to the second move here. Do I have a panacea? I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, thank you. Let's try this again. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Those demon fangs are definitely very lethal. Did I not do Fantasia's trap before? Okay, let's wake up Velvet. Come on, Velvet, wake up. Oops, oops. That was my fault, totally my fault. Anyway, let's keep on going here. Form 2, wake up. Okay, let's keep going. Oops, wake up. Oops. Nope. Okay, there's only one reason why I'm particularly worried about this boss fight, because this is the point when we start seeing some Mystic Arts, so be mindful of that essentially. Oops. Oh dear. Yeah, let's not deal with that, please. Hey. Oh dear. Did he instantly get up? Was he not like knocked down at all during that? What the heck happened there? What the heck happened there? What the? Oh my gosh, really? Did you? I thought he was gonna be knocked. I thought he was gonna be downed after that. What the heck? Okay, anyway, let's get back to it. We need Eleanor up. Laphicet, please, if you will. Don't. What are you doing, Velvet? If you see him in the counter stance, don't attack him. Oh my gosh. Where was that energy when you use your break, so Velvet? Honestly, Velvet, come on. If you see the counter stance, don't attack Shigure. Oh, I did too early. Oops. Well. Alright, well that's that fight. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more rough, but I guess not. I guess the one thing was the weird thing where it's like Shigure sort of like what I was looking for. He sort of just went on ahead and used his Mr. Guard. I thought he'd like land on the ground after I used mine, but I guess not. At least Symphonia's is fully released by now. I still haven't watched the Symphonia OVA. I feel like I should do it someday, but it's not dubbed, so oh well. It is certainly not dubbed, but I wish it was dubbed someday. And I'm not gonna watch some kind of like edit of the game lines onto it, because I'd rather just play the game at that point. That was kind of cool by Rokuro though. The whole like sword through the palm thing, that was kind of sick for him to throw Shigure off guard for a little bit.
Now that was clever. Giving up one of your own hands to go for my neck. If I was just a second slower, I'd be dead now. I like it. This is what I've been looking for.
Are you okay there? You're kind of twitching a little bit awkwardly there, Shigure.
All right.
Like it might be something for him or whatever.
Listen up. If y'all want any hope of beating me, come find me once you're more skilled and better armed.
I'll cut you down. No matter how many times I lose. No matter how many years it takes.
It's not a bad delivery. Good guy's like, yeah.
That's the face I'm looking for. So vicious. It's perfect.
You can tell he's just a little bit scared.
What's wrong with him?
Shouldn't you be worrying more about your own skin? The entire Abbey knows by now.
Oh, this is it. This is when Eleanor gets the news. A cat tells Eleanor that you're a traitor. Oh, it's just a visual of it.
They all are.
But we will beat him if we must. No matter what it takes.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that special. Yeah, that special gets a good thing to watch, but yeah, it's ultimately up to you. But I do like that Dawn special, even though except for the fireworks are the only thing that's kind of weird. The jokes people made when that show came out.
Its wielder must be a swordsman of unmatched skill.
Hey, Eisen. Got any room on this pile of wood scrap for a city farmer?
I haven't had a great day like this for a while.
Works for me. You heard him, Kurogane.
Many thanks.
Oh, I forgot. Like that little shot of Velvet standing with the ship in the background was used for some promo material, just for a little bit.
Right, kiddo? Yeah. We're headed for the Assault Archipelago in Southgand.
Alright, I am looking forward to the next area because we're going to be playing a bit of a mini-game while we're there. Very much looking forward to that. Oh, we also got Kaleidos Ray, which is going to be perfect for Laphicet for this next boss fight we're going to be running into. By the way, I didn't put this out. There were a lot of fights that we ran into where, like, we got 0 EXP from them. Like, it just... Oh, Dwarven Salisbury surprise. That's kind of cute. But yeah, like, there's a lot of, like, fights in this game where it's like you run into what words I'm looking for? You run into them and then they don't give you much EXP. It's kind of weird, like, especially for me, like, when I fight the bosses and I think I'm gonna get something good out of it, it's like, I get 0 EXP, I'm like, well, what's the point of putting me through the fight? And it's gonna be, you kind of saw it in, like, the Aizen versus Zavid fight. You don't get any EXP there. You don't get any EXP versus Eleanor with Velvet. It's just weird cases. Like, they pick these fights and they don't really matter with EXP. And the next fight is going to be another example of it too. It kind of threw me off a little bit because I'm doing like the 2 times EXP thing, but I managed to get through at the end of the day.
Are you alright with having demons on board, Benwick?
Not remotely an issue. If you're aboard this ship of misfits, you're a pirate. That's just our creed. At least, that's what the captain and the first mate always say.
Speaking of the captain, what's Eifried like?
Let's see. How do I put it? He's like if the sea were a person, and that person had a pointy beard.
Huh.
Alright.
A bearded...
We need that Farah line.
Look,
okay.
everybody on this ship is an outsider.
So, it's one of my favorite lines for the most stupidest reasons.
Despite that, Captain Eifried accepted us for who we are, and took us all on board.
So he's a kind man.
Well, would you say that the sea is kind? How would it feel to dive in with an open wound?
Oh, just... Yeah. Thank you, Lafayette, for echoing what I'm thinking right now.
He's calm and steady, and others he rages. He can be shallow, deep, even a whirlpool.
Sounds like he's a little...
Lafayette learning more about the world. I kind of like to see it. I know, I know. Like, I tried to give Lafayette more of a highlight whenever I could during the last segment, despite the conversations that occurred. Like, I do like how Lafayette has been growing and whatnot, from how he learns from like the other characters that he encounters throughout his adventure. It's, again, like, I like to put Lafayette as like my favorite character out of the cast, but I still put like Eleanor second and maybe Velvet third for me.
Changing course at once for Port Renede.
Sir? What's going on?
3 of our men have collapsed from the Corsair Scourge.
Uh-oh.
They first showed symptoms 3 days ago. How are you
So,
holding up?
this portion of the game, there's a little bit of a reference that literally flew over my head. I had no idea I was being that reference. But when it did, I was like, holy smokes.
That's what I'm afraid.
It didn't take until like my friend pointed it out to me. It's like, oh, did you know it was a reference to that? I'm like, whoa. I did not make the connection. So when we get to this part, I don't know if anybody else probably noticed it too. I was probably really not paying attention. Also, at the same time, I didn't play the reference game at the time. It was actually the game that I played after Berseria, but still, I still couldn't believe I didn't catch on to it the first time I heard it.
What causes it, but it starts with a high fever and ends up with the body falling apart like sand.
Like sand?
Once there was a great band of pirates who
Again, this game does this a lot with regards to the references and the cameos to the previous games in the series, both in its narrative and in the side content and whatnot.
For sure.
And I really did not catch on to it. Yes, you know what's up, CP. I did not catch up to that on that at all. I was like, what? I was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. I was like, oh, it makes so much sense.
I can't allow our vessel to die from this. If you start to feel ill...
We haven't heard Velvet's theme for a while. The count is still at 7. Same with the why do birds fly question. We're at a 3.
I might be dying too, you know.
You're a witch. Magic yourself healthy. Now quit whining and get going.
Magic yourself healthy.
Oh, not even a witch is safe from the ravages of the Reaper's curse. The Reaper's curse?
Thing with Vesperia as well, like I know I said Vesperia, but characters that I only particularly cared about in that game were like, I guess Yuri and Flynn and Estelle. I don't think Carol a bit. Like, I didn't think I talked about the characters one by one, considering how long that game was. I'm surprised I didn't, but I think it's like those 4 characters I'm okay with compared to the rest of them, I like to say.
Yeah, it's a wild
Raven a little bit too.
Its juice
but that's pretty much it.
Scourge.
So half of the cast I like, half the cast I
Let's
don't
not
like, but that's
relax
just my
until we
opinion.
have it in hand.
Right. Now let's get going.
Anywho, that's the reference we ran into. We're gonna need to find some solid Toma flowers. And I like how they describe the flowers as we keep going to the dungeon. They're like, oh, they're just disgusting flowers or something with a weird color. It's like, well, if you think about the rebirth characters, you're kind of not off there. It's cute. It's a cute little reference, I like to say.
Catching it on land.
I see. A strange affliction indeed.
We'll be back soon. You all remain on the ship.
All right. Good luck out there, sir.
We've got to hurry.
Alright, it's time to heal the Corsair Scourge.
Solitoma. Is this really
Am I
going
going
to
much
be
faster
necessary?
than expected? I feel like I
What do you mean,
am.
Eleanor?
Oh no.
It's just
I feel like I'm a little bit under
Earth
schedule
known to
now.
work well for
I might have
fevers
timed
and
this
the
a little
like,
bit
but
differently.
it tastes bad.
Uh-oh.
So bad. Some say it would even bring a demon to the brink of tears.
Maybe so. But better to drink it than to die, right?
How can I
I'm not
bloat
worried.
today
It-
to make sure we
it
don't?
just reminded me
I don't
of
know, we'll
stories
see.
From my childhood is all.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit way ahead of schedule right now, so Yeah, that's usually how the flow goes, KP. Whenever I say, "Oh, I'm usually on schedule," something bad happens. You know what? Speaking of Eternia, let's play Chamballoon. Chamballoon is a reference to Tales of Eternia because it's named after Chamber, the desert town there. So it's the same idea. You just break all the balloons that you see, similarly to Eternia and in Abyss. I completely forgot about this until yesterday that it was named after. They also have it in Batico called Batico balloon. I don't remember the full thing, but yeah, you have this in Eternia. They brought it over to Abyss, and then they brought it over to this game. So it's a cute little callback, essentially. I like to say. What else is there? I guess we could go inside here first. Hey, I got some time. I can explore a little bit here. Let's examine this potato. And examine this chest. Ooh, more enough. Can never have enough bottles. And let's sneak back here. Pick up a chip copper coin and a bronze scrap. How are we in terms of time? Maybe we might as well keep going. I don't wanna push my luck with regards to the rest of this final segment. So let's just keep going forward.
That's an interesting bridge.
That's something you can't skip. I don't know why it's considered optional.
Originally built here on this inlet.
But let's
The water's
talk about
deep enough for
bridges.
ships, but as you can see, it's a bit too narrow for a port. Large ships couldn't come close without a top-rate crew. So Port Renede was used almost exclusively by smaller ships.
What about the Von Eltia?
We're the best of the best. We came and went as we pleased.
So your point is you wanted to brag.
Hey, let me finish.
That's a good
People
call
wanted
out.
their town to grow, so they built an outer harbor for large ships, and this bridge to connect to it.
Uh-huh. So that's why the port and the town are separate.
But there's more. We secretly
Oh,
helped
jeez, I
provide
forgot how
the
much
funds
of a
and
nerd
resources for
Eisen
them to
is.
build it.
So you are bragging.
And did this bridge bring prosperity to Port Renede?
No. The Abbey began regulating shipping and travel, right about the time the town finished building the outer port. If only the seas had remained free.
Here's my
Port Renede
thing.
would have
I don't mind the
developed into a center for
personalities of the
commerce
characters.
and
Like, their
trade.
personalities are
suppose
fine. It's
things
just
don't
that
always go as
their
planned.
arcs are what I prefer
again,
most about, like, characters. Like, for
even
me,
if Port Renede
I'm
became
more of a
a bustling
character
port,
kind of guy.
we
Like, I like
still
seeing the
would have no
characters
trouble
and how they
surviving
grow
the
from
battle.
start to finish.
Not biting
So if
this
they don't
time.
really change too much, or what was I looking for? If they don't really serve a purpose, then it kind of makes me wonder about it. Like, at the end of the day, maybe serve a purpose is too strong of a term. I want to say, like, if they don't particularly make an impact for me with their adventures from the beginning to the end. Okay, I think there's something that I want to check out here before we keep moving forward. Yes. I love this minigame. I remember first playing it, I was like very interested in it, but then I eventually learned that this game is kind of like, it's basically Hanafuda. If you ever played Hanafuda, then that's this game. But it's a nice little reference to old Tales games, I like to say. Let's give it a shot. So we're here in the Triad theme. You got multiple cards of different Tales of games. I think the only Tales of games that are here are Fantasia, Destiny, Eternia, Symphonia, Abyss, Vesperia, Graces, and Exilia. So we got 8 games. So what you want to do is match the cards together and make sure you have the icons of the characters to match as well. So you can either match them by game or match them by the icon in the bottom right corner. So let's say, based on our hand right now, depending on the amount of cards they pick up with the icons, then that'll determine what kind of points you're going to get. Basically Hanafuda. So let's see, based on what we got here, we got a lot of Exilia. So let's see if we could go for Tales of Exilia. Yeah, let's try to go for that. Okay, there's a leaf just sitting there. We just need an Exilia card, but for now, maybe we should build something else. The Princess, if you see the yellow right beside the icon, that means you're 1 card away from getting the round and getting your points. Your points will be determined by what kind of icons you got to get there. So, how are we doing? Actually, let's see if we could get Suzu with Mint. I used to think there was like more depth to this at first, but then when you start to realize it's like Hanafuda, then there's not as much depth as you would like, but it's still nice to see the reference in the first place. Like, I appreciate it. Okay. Oh no. Oh, you really got a lot of the mascots? Oh, I didn't even notice, but we're gonna continue on to round 2. So you could go for like a double or nothing. I don't usually do it because it doesn't make sense, but usually I do it sometimes. But if I end up getting a set, then I could just like finish the round and they won't get the points. So never double or nothing unless you feel like you're really, really losing. Okay, let's see what we got here. Maybe we can go for Keel and Farah. I mean, we just did play Eternia. I like how our other marathon games are here. Technically, we got both Eternia and we got both. We also got Symphonia. Not Symphonia. We also got Vesperia chilling around here. I think we're gonna go for Ninja though. As long as nobody takes Shina, it should be good. There we go. Ninja, you only need 2, and then I can just finish around there. We got 30 points. Final round here. Let's see what we could play around with. Maybe I should try to go for the Singular Prodigy. Singular Prodigy, they're like the one with the staff at the bottom right corner. So let's see if we could go for it with Jade and Natalia. Oh, there's Genus right there. We're gonna need him. I mean, I could end the... Oh, I don't even have a Vesperia card, so it don't count. I need 2 Vesperia cards, actually. Oh, never mind. I guess I'm not gonna get the Princess. I don't even have any Vesperia cards, so I have to throw a card out there. So let's throw Malik in. Wait, do you have the other Prodigy card? Oh, no. Why is Rain not a Prodigy card? I guess... Why is Jade a Prodigy card and not Rain? Huh. Okay. Okay, I need some Prodigy cards here. And I'm really not liking my chances here. I guess I'll take Woodrow. Guard, Woodrow, whichever you prefer. I'm getting close to the Renegade card, so maybe I should throw in an Elise in there and see if I could use my Alvin card afterwards. But it looks like I'm gonna get Rita here. I'm close to getting the Singular Prodigy. Oh, you got lucky there, buddy. Oh no, this could be bad. Oh, I should have threw out Alvin. Oh no. No way. You're kidding me. Are we tied? Oh, you're going for round 3? Oh no, I have no hand at all. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? You really just beat me. You really just beat me because of the end and you like tripled or nothing. Oh my gosh, I can't. I played it too safe. Didn't I? You know, I'm a little bit salty. Let's try it one more time. One more try. Okay, I guess going for the Prodigy sort of like broke me. I could have gone for the Princesses or something, but let's go for safe strats, I suppose. Okay, so it took the Heroic Scion. What do I want to take with me? I guess I'll take Jade, I suppose. Do I not have any of the other... I'm really not getting anything good, am I? Jeez. Can we get all the cards out, please? I guess the only one I could get is Crest. Oh, we got Renegade. Perfect. Yeah, let's finish it up. I'd rather take Renegade right now. Still playing it safe. Still playing it safe. Redealing cards because 4 or more cards of the same title. Oh. Oh. Oh, so that's how we go about it. Okay, I'm still learning bits and pieces about this. Should we go for Princess? Yeah, I'm gonna aim for Princess, actually. Don't play a Vesperia card. Alright, I'll take that. We're gonna end this round really quickly. It's like a quick end round here. If you go for the Crown Princess, you're practically good to go. So, you get a small amount of points though, but hey, I hope history doesn't repeat itself. That's all I'm gonna say right now. Okay, let's, what do we got here? Let's go for Renegade. Okay. Looks like I've got more of the Prodigy cards though, so maybe I can start building towards that. I'm only missing... Which Prodigy card am I missing? Rita, Genus, Pascal? I don't know the other one. Anyhow. Were the ninjas taken? Oh, they're both still there. So I'm gonna take Sheena. I don't have any card to play. Darn it. Okay. Wait, is the same thing gonna happen again? Oh no, please don't happen again, I swear. Well, fortunately, we did have Jade in our card party here, and we also got both Ninja and the Singular Prodigy. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. 80 points, that's a pretty good score if you ask me. Okay. No, let's not do that again. We're good. I'm good. Till next time. Okay. How are we doing? Like, what am I gonna use now? I think I'm gonna swap over to Laphicet. Yeah, let's switch Laphicet over.
I have to fight too?
Rokuro, Magilu, and Eleanor.
Oh, can't a witch get a little downtime?
There we go. I think we should be fine. How are we doing items-wise? I mean, gold-wise, we're doing okay, but maybe I need to do a little bit of shopping. Guess we'll find out. Hey. You got any supplies for me? I do need to restock a bit on light balls, that's for sure. Calcites? I don't think we particularly need. None of these are particularly good right now. Yeah, the only issue is that I really have to keep track of the numbers, because if you're not keeping track of the numbers, you're kinda screwed a little bit, but keeping track of the numbers is a little bit rough considering the interface of everything. It'd be nice if they let you do one character at a time to show their things, but they just want to like flat out show everything on the screen, so it can get a little bit rough to get mixed up around, just a little bit. I think we're okay. I keep looking at it. I keep thinking I'm missing something, but I think we're all good. Is there anything for us to enhance? Oh, we could enhance Tranquilo. I don't think it's gonna be useful for us, unfortunately. Actually, let me check it on Eleanor. Is it useful for you, Eleanor, right now? We lose a lot of magic attack with that, so as much as I like the reference, I'm not gonna use Tranquilo. Anywho. Thorny waistcoat. Looks like it might be useful for feet. To be fair, Laphicet, we don't really use much for attack art, so I'm gonna like dismantle that. Yeah, okay, let's get this enhancing over here. Maybe a shell shredder would be good of an enhance for Velvet. Anything else I can enhance? Nothing, huh? Okay, maybe I should buy something to enhance. 2, is pretty much good enough for me. Alright, main adventure time.
Hello there. How can I help you today?
Yeah, I do like those swap voice lines too, but yeah, I definitely doubt they're coming back. I don't think they're even in the Arise demo, so it's a little bit unfortunate that they're not there.
Some of our crew developed fever 3 days ago. I want to take care of it as quickly as possible.
Understandable, but unfortunately, I'm out of stock right now.
How can you be out of stock? The flower's in season, isn't it?
It is, but not too long ago, a demon appeared in Warg Forest, where we harvested. And now the Abbey won't let anyone inside.
They what? Why haven't they
I might get a little bit
exterminated
lost
the
in
demon?
this dungeon, depending on how things go. So maybe that might help increase the time and whatnot, but hey, it is what it is. Anywho, I guess this might be a good time to start talking about the giveaway. Tales of Marathon Stream 3 will be holding a giveaway for Tales of Vexilia Collector's Edition, Tales of Arise Collector's Edition, Tales of Symphonia Chronicles Collector's Edition, Tales of Berseria Collector's Edition, which is this game, and the Tales of Vexilia Japanese PS3 system. So 5 Tales of items in one prize pack for this marathon. Go to bit.ly/TOMS3 giveaway if you need a refresher on the rules or see the rules for the first time. Your question is, what did Kurogane use to forge Stormquell? Your timer starts now. Oh, this might be rough, but thankfully we got a battle tutorial to run away. I'm so glad we have these battle tutorials. Let's get out of here. Gotta know when to go. Or run like the wind. Run like the wind, bullseye. Okay, I just need to check here real quick. Alright, I think we should be good. Okay, let's keep on going.
Hey, Laphicet, what's the Reaper's Curse Magilu was talking about?
Supposedly, Aizen's presence has the power to bring misfortune to the people around him.
Is that some sort of special Moloch power or something?
It's worse than mere misfortune.
Yeah, no kidding. That's one thing that I definitely don't... I'm so glad that they brought back running in the menu, because running in like Zestiria and this game has been a little bit rough. Like, the fact of the matter is, if you're running away from an encounter and your enemies are constantly like knocking you down each time, there's no particular way to get an advantage over that without getting like knocked out and running away afterwards. It's like, it's a callback to the old Tales of games, I get it, but I didn't even particularly like it in the old Tales of games either, so I'm glad I'm glad that Arise is bringing it back. Granted, I didn't explore too much of Arise anywho, so make of it what you will, but I am glad that it is a feature that's coming back.
I'm fine, thank you very much. I've already got Laphicet to look after as it is.
Aw, no fair! Is he the one who blows on your tears
Run like the wind. Wind stepping through Hysteria. Wind stepping. Wind stepping is so useful, but at the same time, it's like, if only we could have had some kind of fast movement option better than the wind stepping in Tales of Zestiria.
Just so we're clear, Laphicet will do no blowing on any cheeks.
We're kind of winding down with the marathon and whatnot. To be honest, we're like on day 7. We're getting to the end of things. Once again, to all of you who've been here since like the very beginning, or like for like Vesperia for all 3 days, or Eternia for all 3 days, like one or the other or both of them, and you're still here, it's very much appreciated that you're taking the time to join along and watch along and just sort of just chill and relax and celebrate Tales in a sense. So we're kind of really winding down with everything, and it's nice to see that everybody's here and just, you know, getting ready in preparation for Tales of Arise.
Eleanor, are you feeling alright?
Yes, for now at least.
I'm glad for that. But please remember, the Reaper's Curse is no joke.
Is Aizen's curse even real?
Yeah, the whole Reaper's Curse thing, again, it kind of like more so is a little bit more of a extension to what Zestiria sort of establishes with the Seraph. So it's kind of cool to sort of like see in a sense, particularly when it comes to characters like Lila, I want to say, if I'm remembering correctly. Sorry, again, it's been a while since I've like dived into the world of Berseria, Zestiria, that I don't remember everything, because the thing that's like most fresh to me is Vesperia, followed by Zesty Bersi, and then the last but not least, Eternia. So That's from like most remembered to least remembered, essentially. But I think I remembered a lot about Eternia during my run. But when it comes to Zesty and Berseria, there might be some little things that I might not fully get, is what I'm trying to say.
But as far as the Corsair's Scourge goes, you don't need to worry. Just drink the Solitoma juice and you'll be fine.
Solitoma. I still can't get over that. It's my mind was blown the moment that I heard that for the first time. Solitoma. This game really doesn't pull its punches for like tales of references in its main narrative, like the whole Reaper's Curse and like how you have Daos and Martel on the coin, and like how they're like referencing the Carlon, something related to the Carlon, in the description of the Reaper's Curse or something, or the coin. And like they even like mentioned like 765 again as usual. It's like they're really pulling out the references again, and there's gonna be one later that, you know, the names and everything I still very much appreciate because of and the object in general, but we'll get there when we get there. I think we'll get there tomorrow.
This must be
all right. Oh, it's easy to get lost here. So easy to get lost here, but be mindful of things as we keep pushing forward. The gimmick here, you're gonna see this gimmick appear in like another dungeon, but all you gotta do is this dual layer barrier that we've seen here, as Eleanor has explained. You're just gonna have to examine them and have them like flip-flop between barriers, basically. This is really the start of what's to happen later on. A cool little thing about these barriers is that the symbols that you see on them, they're similar to the symbols that you see in Zestiria. So it's like, it's reference to like the armatizations that would occur in Tales of Zestiria. I think I got that reference right. But yeah, so this is what they do. They sort of like flip-flop. Okay, never mind. They're the crest that you would see in Tales of Zestiria that would represent the elements required for the armatization. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Really enjoyed it. Well, I'm glad you were able to enjoy yourself as well.
That Reaper's Curse of yours
Eleonora.
is consistent, if nothing else.
The curse even affects coin flips?
Seems that way.
Amalok's powers affect physical objects and can, at times, even synchronize with their wavelengths.
And in your case, it's that coin?
Yeah. That's why it always comes up tails.
Then you talk more about the voice cast again. The voice cast does like it's so. After going through Eternia and coming to this game, the voice cast is such a welcome thing to come to after what we've gone through over the past 3 days prior to this. It's like, again, I have no issues with the Eternia dub, but it's such a huge jump in quality of work.
Proof of his.
You already know how I feel about Eternia's dub. You already know how I feel, but like with Berseria's dub, it's just, I'm so glad to just like put my controller down and just like listen and hear how much good work that they put into these roles. Like it's very, very much welcoming and very much nice to see the evolution of like English dubs in anime, I like to say. In any case, let's sneak around over here and make a roundabout. Yeah, you know, those barriers, they show up in another dungeon later on, and I'm not like, it's even more wacky there, but for here, it's kind of like, it's not too bad, but I did get lost here once when I was trying to do my most recent practice, so make sure you pay attention, or else you're going to be doing some backtracking here or there. Particularly for this one, we're going to hear some more about the Solitoma. Solitoma.
Ugly.
Oh, those
the flower
colors.
itself is purple with leaves and stem of maroon.
An ugly flower. Alright, I'll keep an eye out.
Oh, there's so much of that. It's a little thing, but it's kind of cute, especially when you think about like Sala and Toma, essentially. I still like. Sorry, my mind is still a little bit blown over the fact that it's such a rebirth reference that I didn't even catch the first time. The localization disguised it well. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Let's see what we got over here. We got ourselves a nice treasure chest with a panacea bottle, and that'll bring us forward to the next part over here. I wish we had a way of speeding up a little bit better, but unfortunately I have to wait to specific points of the game in order to gain my speed up options. Once I get my speed up options, then we're going to be good to go to keep on pushing on. Yeah, so we had to activate that switch first, then activate this one over here. And we should be good to push on forward. if I remember, the third screen here, all we gotta do is just head off to the northeast, so nothing particularly crazy as our expedition comes back. I also, part of me still kind of likes this expedition feature because it keeps me in line with my schedule. So I think we have like time for maybe 2 more expeditions.
Ugly purple flowers. Got it.
Ugly purple flowers. Like, yeah, like in terms of pacing, we only have 2 more expeditions worth, and we should be done for tonight. Again, I feel like we're a little bit way ahead, but I guess we'll see how this fight's gonna go. I was worried about this dungeon, but it looks like we're doing pretty well with it so far. I really hope this doesn't bite me when we get to the end and we're a little bit over time. So I hope the same thing. In other words, I hope the same thing doesn't happen with Eternia. Is what I'm gonna say. Like, oh, this game is short. Oh, this game is short. Oh, this is fine. Then the final boss and dungeon started to really, really, really punch me back. It was just not. It's not cool at all. Yeah, so I'm still picking up these cat spirits. It's a little bit of happiness, you know. They're like coins in the Super Mario Brothers series. You pick them up because you want to, not because you have to, but because you want to. But to be fair, you can't really say that about Super Mario Bros. Because you do get extra lives in those. So I don't know. Maybe it's because like I do it because I want to. So that's not really a good analogy for Super Mario Bros. To be honest. But again, once again, you do actually get something if you do get a bunch of cats boxes and whatnot. But I won't be able to collect enough to sort of like benefit off of it if I were to pick up all of those boxes. Okay, this is important. If you don't do this properly, you're going to get stuck. What we're going to do is that we're going to sneak around all the way over here and make a right to ensure that we can push forward to the next portion over here. And what we have to do thereafter is that we need to activate one of the barrier switches again, and we need to push on forward to the south afterwards. So, ooh, that's good. Gold is really important. What else do we got here? Okay. And I think that the switch should be right over here or something along those lines. Or am I mistaken? Am I mistaken? Oh, no, never mind. I'm going the right way. Okay. I was a little bit worried for a second here. So you got to go here first. You got to, like, hit the barrier, I want to say. Oh, wait. Did I screw it up already? Oh, no. I said pay attention, but then even I don't think I paid attention. Oh, no. Hold up. Oh, wait. Okay, we're good. Okay, we hit the switch. We go across, and now we head south. Okay, I didn't mark where the switch was. I thought the switch was in that part of the map, but it wasn't. So, let's head on south over here. And was there something I skipped here? There you go. Thank you. And let's see what we can find afterwards. So yeah, if you don't hit that switch, you're gonna jump south here, but then you won't be able to gain access to the next screen, because the next screen right over here would have been blocked off by a blue barrier. So you have to like flip the switch, or else you're gonna be stuck and have to like backtrack a lot. This fight, more co-workers of the Abbey. It's nothing special though. So all we need, if I recall here, do I have this set up properly? Let's see. Yes, I do. We want Laphicet here to get some beautiful Geostigma and Kaleidos Ray, because Kaleidos Ray is fan-freaking-tastic when you start using it. I certainly appreciate it, that's for sure. But we're gonna see some co-workers here. Unfortunately, oh, they don't have any small talk. I miss the co-worker small talk. Like, this game has a lot of it. It's always so amusing. Alright, so yeah, these orderlies shouldn't be a huge issue. Just hover on back here, use your spells, and you should be okay. Kaleidos Ray, show it off. So good. Okay, let's get 2 dodges, get a Kaleidos Ray in. One more time, Kaleidos Ray, and that's pretty much that fight there.
Is something going on back there? They didn't look like they were demon hunting.
Oh, our magic. Oh, you know what? This is a little bit of a shout out to Mao, isn't it? Because Mao sort of like does the same thing with the Force Cube. And I guess you can say the compass is a little bit important as well. But yeah, if we're talking more Rebirth references, I guess there's a bit of a connection as well. Salatoma, Mao holding the cube like Laffy said is here. It's kind of amusing.
It stopped, but something still feels wrong.
Like what?
It kind of feels like when we got sealed inside that Earth Pulse.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm glad we're all aware it's an Earth Pulse.
I'm starting to think
I think Eleanor did say that a bit, but yeah, I think I missed it at the time. These, I like the image of these guys like knocked out, and then you kind of see like the happy face above them. It's like, yeah, I'm still okay, but they're clearly not. Anywho, let's push forward here. I think we're gonna be getting to our boss very shortly. I think there's a save point around here. Oh wait, we got another room. Well, this room shouldn't be so bad to figure out. Let's just not run into any encounters. Look how many encounters are around here. Please help me. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. I hope nobody heard that. Let's see if we can find that last switch somewhere around here. Aha! Located. Is there some treasure around here? There has to be something. Ah, perfect. My Norma skills are kicking in. What are your thoughts on Arise character ages? Everyone making such a big deal out of it, but I don't think it matters for me. I didn't look too much into it. Like I said, I've been keeping myself info spoiler free as much as possible now that I'm no longer tied to a website to know this stuff. But basically, I heard about Alphen at least. And I'm like, okay. I got nothing else to say, but I know people who genuinely do care about the ages, so hey, if they're wild about it, though, and more power to them. But me, I'm like, let me play the game. Like, I'm already sold on getting the game. I don't think the ages really bother me too much, so I'm good to go. I haven't seen, like, even half of them. All I saw was, like, maybe... All I saw were, like, probably Alphins and maybe Rimwells and maybe Laws. Even, I'm not even sure on Laws or Rimwells, but I definitely heard of Alphins, because I'm pretty sure everybody else was talking about it too, that's for sure. I don't have any other opinion otherwise. I mean, I'll look at it. If somebody wants to list the ages on the chat, I guess I can sort of, like, respond to them. Ages is not a big thing to me. Because that's a character in Questoria. I'm not a fan of Questoria. No, I'm joking. I couldn't resist. Anywho, let's do this thing.
No, not right now.
Blah, blah, blah. Whenever I hear about Rimwell, blah, blah, blah. The best new blah, blah, blah in the entire series. Okay, I think we're all good here. No, they usually do say ages.
Purple flowers.
Didn't they do it with this game? They said the ages. It just so happens it's like the world building. It doesn't generally involve things. Look at Rogro just smiling in the background there. So she's just like, yeah, we found Salatoma flowers.
Kiddo, I told you these things were hard on the eyes. I mean, who puts those colors together?
Yeah, who puts Salatoma flowers together? Come on, look at the colors of the Salatoma. They're so terrible. Alright, it's time for our boss fight here. This thing is the thick jaw beetle. It's weak to fire and water. Get those skills on and you're good. It's pretty much like the strategies for all of these boss fights. Get the weaknesses, then use them a lot. Get the weaknesses, then use them a lot. Rumor doesn't seem like a 14-year-old. Thinking maybe 6. Again, I can't comment too much about the ages. I'm like, yep, they're ages.
What's going on here? Why go to such lengths to keep this demon alive?
I wonder, Eleanor.
Unless we beat up Mr. Bugglesworth here.
Mr. Bugglesworth, alright.
Everyone, let's do this.
Let's go. Alright, so yeah, thick jaw beetle. Let's see if we can rearrange our skills to use it and whatnot. Let's get Form 1 and Form 3. Mirage Dance, sure. Just get the neutrals in, just in case. Cruise the Flash works as well. Magulu, just stick to casting Blood Moon. I think that's what I did last time, too. Blood Moon and Aqua split, basically. Excuse me. Eleanor, basically, focus on Ice Edge and Flame Beast. And all I gotta do is sit in the back lines and cast Kaleidos Ray ad nauseum. Rinse and repeat. I guess I could sneak in Bright Shade to get things going. Why not? Oh wait, Bright Shade won't work because it resists neutral. So Kaleidos Ray every day. Also, I need to change some strats a bit. Engage at a range. Maybe engage at a range. And yeah, I think this all looks good to me. Okay.
This thing is so cool. I want to be above.
Stop fantasizing and help us get rid of it.
We're gonna get that bug for you, Laphicet. This is your battle to win. I'm not gonna be playing as Laphicet too much in this playthrough, unfortunately, because there tends to be a lot of boss fights where I don't think he can particularly like handle like the enemies coming towards him. He doesn't really have too many options when the enemies approach him, basically. Unlike characters like Eleanor and even Magulu, and of course Aizen as well. Like, I feel like Laphicet has some interesting attacks here or there, but when he starts to get attacked by enemies, it's not particularly going to help. Yeah, the most that I can respond to with regards to just when an enemy approaches is just like move around and dodge, and you should be good. While Rokuro continues to play as aggro, but he's not doing it too well, surprisingly. Hold nothing back, please. Close combat. Again, that's something I really don't like about Zesty and like Berseria in terms of their strategies. They're very limited, and especially compared to like games like Tales of Exilia and Exilia 2. It's like, what happened? I missed the flexibility of that strategy, and I guess with the Rise now, there's going to be a little bit more of an issue because I've heard that all strategies are going to be tied to all characters and whatnot. Like, you can't set the strategies for the characters individually, so it's a little bit weird. I'm going to see how it works in the game. I'll keep an open mind, but I don't think my hopes are going to be particularly optimistic about that. What happened to auto item? I don't know. Like, there's a lot that they changed with this game because it was like a part of the transition from like when the companies merged. They had a solid systems in the Exilius. They also had a solid systems in the R games, and I thought the strategies in Arise were gonna keep following suit with like what the R games had, but I didn't realize it was actually gonna be like for all the characters. So I hope that changes. You know, whenever like when Eleanor casts like Ice Edge, it sounds like sometimes she's saying Aizen. So whenever like I played as Aizen and like Eleanor casts that spell, I'm like, what? What do you want, Eleanor? What do you want? Yeah, Rokuro, you gotta play aggro a bit more, please. Because I can't deal with this right now. It keeps hunting me down because I'm player 1. Is that a thing? Like, if the AI... If the enemy comes to the target the first player, because I don't feel that way sometimes, but it's certainly feeling that way with this game. Oh dear. See, like, things like that wouldn't happen if it wasn't constantly targeting me. Oh my gosh. And Rokuro's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take your soul now. It's like, oh, thanks, Rokuro, you're a pal. Anyway, I guess we'll get Velvet in. Do your thing. You might be a better at aggro than Rokuro, maybe. Let's see. Stop chasing me. I tried to cast spells. It's why I don't really want to play as Laphicet so much, because like the enemies want to keep hunting me down, and Laphicet doesn't have too many options to like follow up and protect himself. Wow, Velvet, you're AI Velvet, I swear. There's no way to improve that, right? I keep trying to fix it. Hold nothing back, close combat, change out for attacking. Just go up to you instead. And it still feels like she's not abusing her breaks unless she's at 1 HP, then she's gonna die anyway. So it's a little bit frustrating with her. Just a little bit. Velvet, what were you doing beside me? Oh my gosh. Anyway. Let's try to get up again. Here we go, Laphicet. Alright. Let's try that again, Velvet. The thing with like harder difficulties, like they give a longer timer on your item timer, and they also reduce the amount of healing you get from healing spells, which is random, but whatever. This game. Okay, anyway. Can you stop hunting me down? I'm a caster. Shouldn't you be mindful of Velvet and Rokuro? Whatever. I'm not gonna overthink this. Hey, Rokuro, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, buddy. Okay, go. Alright. The Exorcist alongside the tethered Moloch. Let's do this, Eleanor. Eleanor, why are you running away from me? Was it because of something I said? I don't need to imagine it. We're seeing it right now. It's just really unfortunate. I mean, one day I'll revisit the Exilias. I'm gonna be like, oh wow, this AI is really fun. And I'm gonna be all the more sad when I think about the AI in like games like this. Wow! Wait! Did Velvet just use her break soul twice in a row? Wow, the AI is learning a little bit. Congratulations, AI Velvet. You know how she did it 3 times. This is a first for me. Velvet AI used her break soul 3 times in a row, which is how you're supposed to use it. Way to go, AI Velvet. I'll give you a first aid to celebrate. That's insane. I gave you 2. Oh my gosh, did she just... don't matter if she's out of it. We're almost done with this boss fight. Fine, I'll revive her just for old time's sake, but it really doesn't matter. Alright, let's just keep avoiding things. What are you doing right in front of the enemy while it's doing that attack? Oh my gosh, stop it! You should be targeting my melee users. I think it's almost done. 90 HP? Yeah, there you go. Well, that was something.
Look, can we keep him?
No,
it's worth 10,000 bells, I heard. Well, she's doing so well. Oh wait, she's dead again. Yeah, it's pretty big.
The Abbey had some reason for protecting it. Maybe we should keep it alive for observation.
You want it, you feed it.
Yay, we have a new pet.
Anyway, now that we've got these flowers, Eleanor and my crew ought to be out of danger.
Hey, forgetting somebody?
Oh yeah, I forgot you were part of the party.
Looks like we've closed the door on this little episode.
Oh, that line. It looks like we closed the door on this little side quest over here. Let's just move on to the next episode, everybody. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me.
How many have survived more than 3 years at my side?
It was certainly a side quest, that's for sure.
If you're not careful, you might wind up as corpse number 50.
Ooh.
50?
Ooh.
That's how many comrades I've lost.
Oh,
That's it.
I'm sorry.
I like that. Eleanor is starting to realize the humanity within these Molochs.
Right.
Also, I like the way that line was delivered too. Good job, Aizen's voice actor. Oh yeah, the best part about that fight, 0 EXP. I don't get it. I don't get why we didn't get any XP from that fight. Is it because we didn't actually kill the enemy? I don't know. Like, at least we got our plus 10% movement. I don't know why this game does this.
I wonder what they call this kind of bug.
You're way into that thing, aren't you?
We literally have like maybe 30 minutes to kill, and I feel we've already met our checkpoint for today. I mean, there's still some cutscenes we have to go through, but really, I might end it a little bit early. We're gonna let the question timer run out and basically end it off as is, essentially.
Can I ask you a bit of an awkward question? What kind of demon would you say Velvet is?
Well...
Oh, don't worry. I'm not trying to find
She's
a
a
vulnerability
beetle.
or anything.
I don't know.
I'm only asking out of
She's
curiosity.
a mosquito.
It's not that I doubt you, Eleanor. I just don't know much about her myself.
I mean, I could grind, but I feel like I don't need to grind. I just did a practice like a couple days ago where I legitimately avoided all encounters, and even I was able to still do well there. But I don't know. I guess something crazy could happen. It feels like it would make the game even more faster for me if I were to grind.
What? You've seen demons turn back into humans?
Is it that big of a deal?
Of course it is. Everyone knows that once you catch
Am I counting my chickens before they hatch too? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I appreciate the suggestion regardless.
High Priest Gideon. I wonder if there's some kind of connection.
Not that it matters if he turned back, demon or not. He's dead either way.
Whatever.
Dead
it
either
is,
way.
It's of no concern to a pirate.
If I were you, I wouldn't worry about what's normal. If things were normal, we wouldn't have found each other.
You have a point.
You know, honestly, I think like if I were to have picked games for this marathon, I probably would have picked Tales of the Abyss because it's been a long time since I played it. It would have been a nice redemption arc. Granted, I was okay with Vesperia since like it was nice to have a redemption arc with that game, even though like I didn't particularly do the true final boss that I was planning for. But it's more sort of like a timing issue than anything else. For the second game, I was very happy with Eternia. I'm happy Eternia won. I could have said I wanted Heartsar for a gameplay perspective, but Eternia is an experience in itself, and I love it all the same because of it. So I'm happy that won. That was like the game that I was like most excited for. For third game, I would have said like maybe Tales of Exilia 2. I mentioned it earlier, but I did want to like explore the whole like battle system a little bit because I know everybody praises it, and like the weapon swapping would look good, but I'm not surprised it's this game that won too. I just I'm not particularly too excited about the narrative or the gameplay, but there are bits and pieces of it that I do want to comment on and appreciate. Kind of like just like bits and pieces when it comes to Berseria 2.
Has a better ring to it, right?
What part of that
Oh, this
sounds
silly
better?
argument.
The whole thing. Stag beetles are the strongest after all.
I can't let that go unchallenged. The rhinoceros is the king of beetledom.
Beetledom? More like beetledom.
Oh.
That doesn't help your case at all.
Rokuro, Aizen.
I feel a dangerous storm brewing.
The rhino is a one-trick
No, they're
pony
still
with
at
its
it.
horn, but a stag can cut its opponents in half. Its weapons can be used in any situation. The stag is a true swordsman.
That's petty trickery.
my
the
goodness.
only beetle with the raw muscle.
Who was
besides
Aizen's
its
voice
own
actor
fate is the
again?
rhino.
I remember looking at him before, but I couldn't quite remember who it was now. But he's a good actor
They live
too,
hard
based on what
and
I'm
die
hearing here.
young. Is the beauty of such a life lost on you?
Taliesin Jeff? Sorry, I don't want to mispronounce it, but alright, that's cool, that's cool.
Rhinoceros, stag, or butterfly. It's all no matter to me.
They all look like cockroaches.
They're totally different.
Good one.
So, what will you name it?
I think Rhino Stagros for now.
Yeah, so, like, the thing with this game, too, is, like, am I going the wrong way? Oh, I'm still going. It doesn't really warp you far, huh? Literally, this is a warp. It lets you warp, like, maybe one ahead. This is such a use. Actually, you know the warp is good because, like, it lets you avoid the barrier. So, I shouldn't mock it too much. But, yeah, like, again, I don't mind the personalities of the game. The personalities of the game mesh pretty well. But it's more like their character journeys is something that I'm not, like... That's what I look forward to most with characters. It's like their journeys from the beginning to the end. Whereas like Aizen sort of serves more of like a world building sort of deal. Whereas characters like Laphicet and Eleanor and to an extent Velvet, I kind of like their journeys from the beginning to the end.
They lure you in with their scent, but once that flower hits your tongue, its flavor transforms into something dreadful.
Dreadful like how?
Yeah, no, the dub in this game is pretty good. Like, the casting is well done, I like to say.
Stem taste richer than the richest beef tongue. The two flavors clash and fizz on your tongue, and your whole body is racked with choking pain.
What is going on?
Seriously? That's what Ifrit told me anyway.
It's actually true. That's exactly what it's like.
You've tasted it before, haven't you? Is there any way around it?
You can squeeze it, boil it, mix it with honey, but nothing gets rid of the taste.
Salatoma.
Trying to mix it or sweeten it makes it even harder for some to swallow.
Have you taken yours?
No, I'll do it once I'm back on the ship with the pirates.
Wait, are you the type that puts off unpleasant tasks?
Not at all. I simply cannot be the first to drink it when others are still waiting for us to deliver their doses.
You do know that you'll have to drink double the dose after you start displaying the symptoms, right?
Are you certain?
Quit being so stubborn. It'd be better if you just got it over with.
And you've taken your dose?
No, I don't need to. Having a tethered Moloch drink it is enough to absorb its effects.
But to a Moloch, it tastes...
Yes, the cuter you are, the worse it tastes. It's good to be an exorcist, eh, Eleanor?
Do I have to drink it?
Of course not. I'll suffer through my own dose of Salatoma.
Well, poo. How dull. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, again, the personalities that you have in this cast, they really do work well and bounce off each other pretty well. It's just, yeah, like, I have no qualms with personalities. It's a good cast that bounce off each other very well. It's more like, again, like, journeys, arcs, all that. I think it's the third time you heard me say it in the past 10 minutes, but clearly I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm trying to feel like we're not really at the parts of this journey that I'm particularly interested in commenting on yet, but I do like the little bits and pieces when we're going through Laphicet, and I still like the big moment where Velvet gives Laphicet his name. It's a cool little moment. We had the enemy cutscene and everything. It was a great moment altogether, I like to say. And seeing Zavid, oh man, Zavid is still... Oh wait. Co-workers talking. Small talk, let's eavesdrop. Like we did it though, like...
You think there's any chance that wanted Moloch would launch an attack here?
His target's probably Loringen, but stay sharp just in case. He might try to break open the bug cage as a diversion. Wanted Moloch? Loringen?
First that demon Rex Helavis, and then Eleanor betrays us? We're never gonna catch a break.
Quit whining. Cleaning up messes is our job.
I like it. It's way too relatable. I like how we get to eavesdrop on all these like Abby co-workers just talking about their lives and like what pain that they have to go through.
Looks like our Abby buddies are up to something.
Poor Eleanor, though. You kind of hear a little bit more about what she's going through and whatnot.
So, it won't be long before they find out we broke in.
Then we should make our exit while we can.
Yeah. Oh. We only have like maybe less than 30 minutes left to sort of chill around a bit.
I knew this would be big.
Oh, I guess we examine some of these too. You know what? Maybe we should examine these a bit as well. Right after I get to the save point I'm supposed to be at. Alright, sneak over here. Do a quick hop off. Nice little shortcut. I don't know, has there been a dub for like the Tales of entries that we've seen recently that hasn't been good? I'm pretty sure like the casting for a lot of these games recently when it comes to their English dubs have been pretty great, I like to say. Like there hasn't been one that like calls out to me as like, oh, it's not particularly good, but I guess like I suppose Grace is, but I've heard the story recently. It's kind of been sort of but at least like it still is somewhat okay for me. Main complaint is hearing the same people over and over? I think it's more so because of the companies that Bamco sort of hires, really. I don't think this is in their budget to spend too much. Because like when it comes to localization distribution, you also have to pay the rights for the Japanese VAs. So like the fact of the matter is, if like you want to hear like more voice actors with dual audio, it's already going to be a lot of money already. So. Speaking of Zavid.
Easy there, bro.
Hey, buddy.
Time to spar today. Got a date lined up.
That artifact you've got belongs to Ifrid. Why do you have it?
Oh, I love listening to your theme, buddy. Look at that! Look at that grin right over there.
Don't screw with me, tough guy. I have
now things are picking up. Oh, tomorrow we're gonna start off well because we're gonna be hearing more about Zavid. I swear, this guy got so much better for me in this game. I did not care about this guy in Berseria at all. So when I got through to this part of the game, I think some of you might remember because you see my blind stream of Berseria 3 years ago. I was like, yo, let's go, Zavid. I now understand you better. Way better in this game. Heck yeah.
I'd play more, but I don't want to keep old Pointybeard waiting.
This theme means so much more to me now because of his like I want to say like Zavid is a Berseria character who ended up in Zesteria. It feels more like that to me than anything else, but hey, you know, I'm so happy this game made me care about Zavid a lot. Yeah, no, CP, you hit the hammer on the head there. Like, I really do love what Zavid does, basically. Like, what is revealed about him here. It's so good. I think that's where I would end it off, but geez, how much time are we at? Oh, time is up for the question. Kurugane is head, of course. Anywho, we've really got 20 minutes left to kill, huh? I don't know if I can't remember if I go inside this town, it advances to the next cutscene. I don't think it does, but I think we lose one party member. I like to say that much. Oh, jeez. You really want to tussle, huh? Well, you can't go that far, can you? It's you, me, and we're out of here. Yeah, there's a cutscene in that place. I knew it. Oh well, I guess we'll let this play out.
Zavid was holding? What do you think that was?
From the sound of it, it seemed to belong to Ifrid.
I've never
Did we
seen
already
an
lose
object or
Eisen?
artifact
Okay,
like
okay, I guess I
it.
wasn't paying attention.
Maybe it's that relic Ifrid brought back from a continent across the sea.
An art from another continent. Do you think Eisen will be alright?
That Moloch
From another continent? The one thing that's kind of weird is the mystery behind Zavid's persona thing. Like, that's still kind of like, there's still a bit of a mystery to that, even between both games. But at least you kind of have more of a background as to what it does. We just don't know where it is. Or how it was obtained. Like where it was obtained, I like to say. We know how it was obtained, but we don't know where.
You don't say.
Then I bet Zavid is that wanted Moloch the Abbey's looking for.
Yeah. He must be aware they're after him. And then he baited Eisen into following him, using something that belonged to Ifrid.
And I'm pretty sure Eisen knew that, but he went after him all the same.
Yeah, we did lose Eisen, you're right. I didn't realize, should have realized when he ran away, but that's essentially what happened.
Scourge goes untreated. For now, let's get back to the ship.
Okay. We're not gonna get back to the ship. We're just gonna spend some time in Renewed. Honestly, it's pretty much like the last things I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna do some item stuff, I guess. I guess we could. No, wait. I don't want to set up one side quest flag here because it's gonna cause some a bit of a flag that I don't want active for the rest of the thing. But we could listen to this.
But that's just not possible.
But the High Priest hasn't been seen since then. How do you explain that? I heard some people from the capital say that he might have been attacked by demons.
The Abbey's trying to cover it up, but the truth is getting out.
The security at the palace is better than anywhere else. Demons breaking in? Inconceivable.
But what if a whole horde assailed the castle?
The exorcists guarding the palace are elite, the best of the best. Horde or not, they couldn't have gotten in.
But what if they were some sort of giant demons? No matter how elite the guards
Giant
may be, they have trouble
demons.
against something like that.
If giant demons appeared in the capital, there'd be an uproar. I understand your concerns, but please remain calm and trust us. Panic and confusion is just what the demons want. They'll use it to slip into this very town.
Well, we know that, but still.
It looks like rumors from the capital are spreading.
The more chaos there is here, the easier it'll be for us to move around.
So, now I understand why I kind of generally skip these. Like, they only add really a little bit. But, hey, it helps for world building if you're playing casually. But for Marathon, not particularly too important. Where's the card game again? I forgot. Wait, the key with the card game is gone. Oh, duh, because we don't have Eisen in the party. Oh, my gosh. That makes complete sense. Aww, we can't play card games because we don't have Eisen. Oh, no. Now what am I going to do? Well, hey, maybe I could do some equipment stuff, I guess. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Eisen, why'd you leave without us playing some card games? I want to play some card games before you left. On motorcycles. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear. Anyhow, let's see if we can get some enhancements in. Cassandra Sash, is that more thing than Velvet's other thing? Let's see. See, look, even the Amber Belt is still doing really good right now for us. So, like, remember, enhancements are more important first before you start buying, like, new equipment and whatnot. So, it's the little things, essentially. We got a silver scrap for that, so that's really good. Maybe we could give that... Well, first off, let's boost the boots that Velvet is wearing. It sounds like a new mascot waiting to happen. Boost the boots. Anyway, let's enhance that. And let's get the simple ribbon going. Okay. Anything else to do? I guess we could do some selling. Oh wow, we're making a lot of money. Holy smokes. I'm doing really good in this run compared to other runs. I can't believe it. We're doing really well right now. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but I usually have that habit, so we already know something bad's gonna happen the moment I point it out, huh? Let's buy some stuff to sort of sell. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna buy a bit more of these. Then we're gonna dismantle the calcite boots, the calcite waistcoat, and I guess the calcite daggers here. Yeah, let's dismantle those. Okay, what can we enhance with those? Okay, let's enhance this. Let's enhance this. Okay, a little bit better. I mean, we're all still okay with our 4 BG and whatnot. I guess that's it. Also, a bit of a thing at the top left corner. For all these stores, they reference different characters' last names. Like, yeah, I believe it was in Hellow's, we were at Kelvin. There was another store where it was Wilder. And now we have Sandor. So, it was Destiny, Symphonia, and Legendia reference particularly. So they're really going all out with the references here and whatnot. Yeah, the pirate store is also Patty in chat, so it's kind of cool to see that as well. What else do we have to do? Maybe we'll pick this up. How much time? Actually, when the last expedition, no, not when the last expedition comes in. We still have 15 minutes to go. I mean, we could end it early, to be honest. Honestly, I think it may be a good time for all of us to end it early, but I'm going to see if I can explore something here before I end it off. Maybe there's some equipment that I can pick up here or there. Yeah, we can pick this up. Rat pig meat, very important. Don't know how that got exported from Aldrin, but hey, I'll take it. We got some treasure chests over here. We don't have room for a light bottle. Let's just open it anyway, because to be honest, treasure chests in this game, similarly to Berseria, they do regenerate, so only when you open them the first time. So make sure to open them the first time in order to have that updated for yourself. Let's go inside the inn. Also, always make sure to step on save points, because when you step on save points, they'll show up on your map. I don't know what happens here. Should I activate it? Why would they have a side quest? I mean, leave for the inn. I don't think there's anything here, though. Okay, we got one thing, though. Lovely seashell that I keep in my bookcase. Might want to think of a better place to keep that lovely seashell. Just a suggestion. Yeah, what do you talk about? Are you staying? Nope. Okay, you're most likely a side quest. I thought we were going to play card games, but we don't have our player to play the card games. That's actually really sad. Okay, I think I exhausted all that I could do here. I mean, I could explore the fence a bit to sort of, like, explore, but we don't have Eisen, so... Alright, fine. I think we're going to call it early for today. For those who have tuned in, thank you. Tomorrow we're going to continue on with the Tales of Marathon Stream 3. For Tales of Berseria, it was going to be Day 8. 2 days left of the marathon, 3 days left until the Japanese and Steam release of Tales of Arise, and 4 days left until the localization releases on consoles. So, once again, thank you all for watching, and adios.